There we go. Hello, my name's RebelDragon95. Welcome to Lost Judgment. This is the second game in the Judgment series. They're a spin-off from the Yakuza game, so there's going to be some mechanics and some things that are pretty common and used in most of the Yakuza runs. Right, so we're going to be playing on easy mode. You ready on deck? Ready to go? Right, we'll go in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so Lost Judgment is a follow-up in many ways. We actually get a lot of carryover mechanics and abilities from the first game. I say a lot, there's a few. In this game, we start with combo level 3, unlike the first game. And that, you know, speeds up a lot of stuff a lot. You might also notice I'm playing with the English dub. The English dub actually saves about 35 to 40-ish seconds on a couple of things. The main one is there's an unskippable cutscene where where a character just talks less in English. So we're going to be playing in English for that reason. Alright, so this is a tailing section. This is the only one we have to do in the game. This is the tutorial tail, which is very funny because the first Judgment game had a lot of tailing sections and you were doing it a lot throughout the game, and they were like, nah, if people didn't like that as much, so we'll put all the tailing into the side content and mainly worry about, you know, how combat works and things and main story beats. So this is a new mechanic during Tales where you can hold a button to, like, you know, like make yourself look less suspicious when, you know, your target is looking at you. You do various things like tying your shoelaces, looking at your phone, doing what I did there where I was looking at the floor for something. This guy here is Kosuke. He'll just turn around and look for stuff. We're following him because we're a private investigator, and a job we got for this girl is she's claiming that he's taking money from her and not really, and using it to just gamble. So we're looking into that. Now, right. There's 2 types of photos you can take here. You have to take a good one. If you take the perfect one, you get additional SP or skill points, but we don't need it, so. Mash this cutscene. Whoop, there we go. All right. So he's going to walk around here. There's a couple of things you can do to speed these up. We're actually going to be deliberately letting him see us a couple of times here, just to, you know, force him to exit what he's doing and move on through the tail. Because these characters that you're tailing have an automated path, and you just need to get them to the end of that path. So he stops here, but we're going to run past him, run over here. Hold triangle.
Guess it's okay.
And he's going to be like, yeah, there's no one there. No one bumped into me. He's going to run over here. We're going to jump over this wall. Bump into a couple of guys and then do that again. And he's going to go, I see no one again. And then move on with his life as if we didn't just run into 4 people. And I'm just going to hold triangle here for a second because he can just re-see you. So there's a bar at the top right which shows his kind of alert level. It's kind of low for me, but sometimes you can get this up to into the 30s during this without really trying. So, and then if that happens, basically the higher the alert level goes, the more alert the characters become, and they start hearing your footsteps more and they look around more. And you really don't want that to happen. That's already an extra look because I was a little bit too close. Or sometimes he just does that. He's going to stop here at the end. Turn around. I'm going to walk out and walk down, and by the time I get there, he'll have turned around and gone behind there. He might turn around again because he sometimes does. But if I go here and do this, he'll just end. That was a pretty standard tail. That can go a little bit faster if he's a little bit quicker at going around, but it's not really consistent. Right, so these are some bros, some dudes, some common thugs, basically. And this is the tutorial for the crane stance, which is the more kung fu AoE kind of like combat style. Yeah, we can skip the tutorial. So we're just going to use Tiger. Tiger is busted as hell in this game. Something I'm going to be doing throughout this run as well is I can charge my heavy attacks, and they do more damage, and I get more frames and things, and I can dash out of any finishes I do, as long as I'm holding the fighting pose or lock on button. I might tend to call it. It's the fighting stance it's called in the corner, but I'll say lock on. But yeah, you can do any heavy actions you can cancel out of, and it's very useful because you can actually get yourself more frame advantage doing so, and you can move through your commands a little bit faster or move through your actions. All right, so there's a second part of this tale. You've got to do this bit's easy. He's just gonna, you know, go in this car park, go out the car park, and then walk down the street to a convenience store or a combini, if you're so inclined to call it that. So we're just gonna wait here for him for a second. And he's gonna stop here in the middle of the car park. Then he's gonna be like, "Oh, there's definitely not a person behind this, you know, practically see-through fence looking at me." And he's gonna go, "Yeah, that's fine. I'll move on." Alright, we're going to walk around this corner here. I'm going to be extra careful because there's a bike here. And as I said, if you make noise, then he can see you. I'm going to hide behind the bins because where else would you hide? Totally not sus. Let's just wait for him for a second. So I'm moving now. If you do this at the right time, he won't stop an extra time. The only place he should stop is he stops right before he goes into the convenience store, which is the Popo that we're walking towards. If you get too close here, he'll turn around an extra time, which you don't want him to do. So when he's... Okay, he did turn around next time, but that's fine. That's fine. I'm just going to go a little bit wide so that happens, and then that's okay. Right. So you're meant to take a picture of him getting money from the cash machine, but you can just take a picture of the ice cream instead, and the game goes, yeah, that's good enough for me. And I can leave the convenience store on a nice short trip. Right, and that's this game's only tailing section you have to do. They don't exist throughout the rest of the game. Right, so, as I said, we're a private investigator, so this game is full of sections like this where we go into first-person mode and we do some investigating. They're not as in-depth as they are in the first game. In the first game, there's a lot of triggering you have to do between certain places. You have to find codes in many places, and you can't type in codes early if you don't know them. This game's a little bit more lenient with that. And a lot of the investigations are usually 2 or 3 things you need to look at, and then a lot of it is dialogue-based of what you have to click, and then a lot of it is follow-ons from that investigation of what you do. So there's a lot more action happening. A little small time save in some of these. If you just tap the direction you want to go when you're like shuffling on things like this. I'm going to quickly move the camera. Yeah, you move a tiny bit faster. It took us a... I want to say a criminally long time to figure this out as the Yakuza speedrunning community. And when we did, we were like, we are, you know, actually dumb. And that's, you know, a very common speedrunning, like, mentality when you just go, yeah, that should work. And then you just don't do it. There's a cat there. Don't worry about that. Right, and here's our entrance. So we're following this Kosuke guy. He's actually heading to a place called the Tatami Room. So we're just going to go in here. Oh, these boys just try and catch us. This is the Tiger tutorial. As I said, we can cut out the tutorials in this game, so we're just gonna kick him, and then kick him, and that ends the tutorial. Thank you, Panda. I knew that was you. I can see you in the corner.
Let's go.
Can I get around the person, please, actually? Thank you. Right, so now this is a stealth section. This game's got a little bit more on the stealth section side of things. Yagami is, there's a DLC for this game where you play as his partner for his detective agency, Kaito. Kaito's stealths are like 50 billion% better than Yagami's, because in Kaito's stealth sections, if a Yakuza or a thug guy like sees him, he'll just punch him instead of getting caught, but for Yagami, he'll fail. So we need to actually be careful during some of these, and we have to do what the game tells us to do. We'll do it as intended for the most part. There's a couple of things we can do to speed up some of these, but we have to do, for the most part, what the game wants us to do. So we're going to run around here. Stairs can be a bit annoying. This is a lockpick. This is also something I should do a lot in the first Judgment game.
Almost there.
That's the only one we do until the finale. Let's go! Let's go! Alright. And now the game's going to tutorial us on throwing coins, so we're going to throw this coin over here to distract this man. Man gets distracted over like 5 yen. We're going to run around this corner, and we're going to kick him in the back of the leg. Alright. That's him down. And then we're going to go in the tatami room. There we go. That's the end of this stealth section. And now we're going to stand on top of him. Of course we are. Alright, now that we've done that, we're still kind of looking for Kosuke. Here he is. Here's our boy. Now we're going to fight him because, you know, we've called you out, Kosuke. Oh. There you go. So he can either go to the left or the right there. If he goes to the right, you can do the combo with the backhand and then do the overhead kick. If he goes to the left, you have to do a slightly different variation of the combo, and it's really annoying. So this here, we're going to wait for our bar to fill up and actually do what the tutorial tells us to do. Yeah, this is Tiger. And yeah, as you can see, this just claps everyone. It's very broken, and it's got an AOE spread. You remember how I said that Crane is the AOE style? Yeah, Crane's not very good for a lot of the game compared to Tiger. Tiger has better AOE than the AOE fighting style, which is just kind of a bit silly. But this is a chase section. Some of the older Yakuza games, like Yakuza 3 and Yakuza 4, the chase sections you could speed up. But from Yakuza 5, there's a couple you can speed up in Yakuza 5, but most of them are auto-scrollers. In this game, they are also auto-scrollers, but you have to actually do things correctly. So the QTs that come up, you have to complete. In the previous game, you could actually skip some of the QTs, but you can't skip them here. You have to complete them as intended and not trip over things. Because you can't just trip over this bike. We're just going to run over this guy, don't worry about it. Right, this cone here, you can trip over, and it's very annoying. We're just going to run on the truck here. Rather than going around the other side, we're just going to run on the truck. Alright. And we're going to slide under that, because, you know, you can slide like that, then run at the same speed you were running at. Right, at the end here, there's actually a split pathway, so we're going to go... Oh, which way is he going? He's going to the left. I will honestly say, I have at one point... I don't know how I did it. I picked right there once, and I was like, what am I doing? I'm looking at him going left. Alright, that's Kosuke dealt with. Bro has been sufficiently punished for being bad, and now we're going to go deal with the what can only be described as some more punks that have been bothering people. So we're going to just run into the lift, elevator, whatever you want to call it, a few times just to do something during that pan in for whatever reason. It's the only one in the game that does that. And mash here. Alright, we're going to skip a couple of cutscenes. Alright. Here's the best way to leave any building. Just jump out the window. Sadly, that's the only time you get to leave the Gender Law building or area as jumping out the window. In the original Judgment game, every time you go and leave there, you jump out the window. Because it's genuinely faster by a longer... How did I get a grab? Right, and as I said, you can cancel out of any heavy attack you do with a dodge. So... And... Okay, I guess I'm, like, nowhere near this man. Bro. Hit him, please. Bro, hit him. Hit him? Hit him? You gonna hit me? Yeah. Bro! That bro was gaming. That bro was actually bodying me. Right. There we go. That is the dealing with that. So this is actually still the prologue of this game. Or as I saw it spelled once, Poor Luge. This now tells us about Street Fighters, but don't worry. Something good about this game. In the game Yakuza Like a Dragon, or Yak, or Yak 7, Lad, whatever you want to call it, they added the ability to taxi from the menu, but in that game, you couldn't taxi anywhere from the beginning of the game, because obviously as a turn-based RPG, areas were level locked. And you had to unlock them throughout the game. In this game, yeah, because it's not an RPG of that type, it's just an action game, you can go anywhere you want at any time, which means we're just going to legitimately just menu to everywhere we need to go whenever we need to go somewhere. I just had to hop into Ebisu there to grab what I needed. Oh, what am I doing? There we go. And we're going to talk Kaito, thank you. Come on. No, not decorate the room. No. Thank you. Talk to Kaito, please, who disappears and... comes back there. Oh, sorry about the fan in the camera there. That was annoying. Right. That song DMCA's you if you play too much of it. Right, now we're in chapter 1. Right, and we're in Yokohama. So, if you played, as I said, Yakuza Like a Dragon, Yak 7 or LAD or whatever you want to call it, this is the main city for that game. We're actually going to spend a lot of time in this city, not as much time in Kamurocho in this game. There's a few things we need to do in Kamurocho. That guy is very close to me and I'm not happy about it. Right, okay, good. I've outrun him now. Right, so we're heading to Yokohama 99. So in the first game, we make friends with a couple of guys, Tsukumo and Sugira. And we're basically heading to their detective agency that they've set up in Yokohama. Oh, don't worry, we just have to punch some students real quick. Okay, I hit the wrong person, but that's fine. Okay, that didn't go well either. Oh, thank you. Right, so yeah, so sorry, we just had to hit some students because they were bothering the cafe owner. As the game says, teach these punks a lesson. And as a reward, he just gives us some wristbands and goes, yeah, good luck with those wristbands. They give you 2% attack, which is massive stocks. Don't get hit by the car because you do fall over. Right, there we go. Gonna run right here. It's actually a little bit slower to jump over the railing, despite being able to jump over the railing, because the animation's just longer than you running around it. Alright, so here's Yokohama 99. Yes, go ahead.
To sum up,
Anonymous donated $25. I need to know what on earth that distance gauge was showing during the chase scene.
Honestly, I could make up anything and I would be incorrect. Honestly, I have no idea. It could be like measuring in like any units of measurement known to man, and it would still be probably wrong. Okay, go around here. Right. So we've actually been asked to do some investigations into a school by the principal of said school. So there's a bunch of options here. One of them being, mind if I order the Peking duck? And he just goes, yeah, feel free. We don't need to click that one, but it is very funny. He's like, may I order duck? He's like, yes, go ahead. Right, there we go. Right, now we're going to do some stuff. Run over here. Now we're going to get a skateboard, because why not? And skateboard's actually marginally useful. It's not the best form of transport. It's actually barely faster than you running. It's kind of funny. But you can do sick tricks. So this time section is you're meant to get all the way to the Ebisu pawn. And yeah, it's pretty easy. But what we're going to do is we're going to cut a couple of corners to make this a little bit faster. So we're going to charge up a thing here. Double kick flip over that. The reason why I'm tapping X constantly to accelerate is you actually slow down marginally if you don't keep your acceleration up. One thing that is funny is you turn this corner 95% of the time and you get smacked by a car, but there's no cars there. Right, time to jump in case I need to. I had to jump there because otherwise I wouldn't have hit by a car. Cut this corner. Alright, and this game's very base because now we get to beat up a scalper. So we're going to go 1, 2, dodge out of that, run at him, do a heat action and knee him in the face. And that's how you deal with a scalper, guys, if you ever come across one. Actually, don't do that, you will get in trouble. Alright, so now we're going to go sleep on, get caught behind the sofa to sleep on the sofa. There you go. Oh, that's unskippable. There's 2 or 3 cutscenes to start with that. The first one's unskippable, because of course it is. Of course.
Yeah.
Now we can skip it. So this is going to teach us about disguises. We don't really use this mechanic too much. We only use it here and like 1 or 2 other places at most. And we only have to manually change into it a couple of times. First thing we're going to do is we're going to equip the we're going to equip the belt inwear and the wristbands, and we're going to quickly purchase level 1 in attack. And we're gonna... No, don't go to Kamurocho. Go to the high school, please. I'm gonna go high school. So, basically, the principal of the high school has hired us to do some investigation, but he hasn't actually told anyone that he's hired private investigators to do some investigating for him. So, essentially, we're gonna infiltrate the school dressed as workmen to place some cameras around everywhere, which just isn't suspicious in the slightest, obviously. So, Kaito's actually our walking cutscene trigger here, so we actually need him to do certain things, or we need him to be in certain places. So, that one there is important. And now when we go over here, it should just activate the cutscene. Something else in the Dragon engine, which is the engine that this game is built in. It was made for Yakuza 6 years ago, and then they just kept using it because it was pretty robust for what they needed. If you open doors from the middle of the doorway, you save a second over opening them from one of the sides. If I can say open without, like, butchering the word, that'd be amazing. Something else funny is when you're walking and you can't run, going into first person mode to go up the stairs is actually very slightly faster than just walking. So we're gonna slide up these stairs as well because you can't see your feet when you're doing that. So there's just a bro up here, and there's multiple things you can ask this guy, but the fastest way is to go into first person mode, go around here, see that he's holding a cigarette.
Suspicious. And
just talk to him, and then you unlock an option to say, I'll report you for smoking on property. So the same for going downstairs. Going downstairs is a little bit faster when you're in first person mode when you can't run. So that's all the cameras set up now. We're gonna go down the stairs while listening to this jazzy theme, because I always forget how jazzy this theme happens to be. Alright, here's Kaito. Alright, we're going to walk into class 2-2, because that's the class that's being affected by what the principal wants us to investigate. And when the teacher walks in and goes, "What the hell are you doing here?" you just go, "Is this how you treat people?" And she goes, "Yeah, fair enough, actually." And just lets us get away. Right, now we're going to run in the school, which is usually, like, you know, not allowed, but, you know, we don't care because we're not actually students, so we're just going to run around everywhere. Right, that actually isn't the middle of that one. You can only open that from each of the sides. All right, skip a couple of cutscenes. Right, so now we need to go back to class 2-2 because what we're investigating is actually some cases, a case of severe bullying. Can I not fall down the stairs, please? Because that loses a little bit of time. Okay, cool. Around here, around here. Go in here. Walk around this a little bit. Look at her head.
What the?
Look at her hand.
Hey.
Right, there we go. Now we're gonna run up. Don't get caught on the desk, please. That room is annoying to run in. We're gonna now go up to the chairman's office. So the school's layout is actually not fairly complex. It's kind of annoying because there's a couple of times when you're placed in weird places and I have to take a really weird route to get somewhere and it looks slower, but it's not, just because of how the school's laid out and everything looks the same. The game will try and tell you to go take the lift to go up to each of the different floors, but genuinely taking the stairs most of the time is faster. There's only 1 or 2 instances where taking the lift might be faster than just using the stairs. That's just saying the onlookers are the issue with the bullying problem. So now we've got to check on a camera by the by one of the staircases that we walked by and place one on, because there's an issue with it. Let me just go around here. And yeah, basically what happened is one of the students has discovered the camera and gone, "Yo, these guys are creeps." You know what? I can't believe there was no foresight of that.
Yeah, you think?
And I said, the dialogue there is insane. He's like, "You think you're in trouble?" He's like, "Yes. What do you think I'm doing?" This oh god, this camera angle is also amazing. Those two are like, "What?" Right, now I need to drop down here. Run over here. And this is when Tsukumo's like, "Yeah, just so you're aware, security's being called." And he's like, "Oh, yeah, of course."
Don't panic, but the school just contacted security. Several guards are en route to your location.
Alright. Don't bump into the ladder, please. Okay, so we've got to go to the marker here.
Right.
Right, and now this game now tutorializes jumping off of buildings, because of course. So we're going to leap off of this. Definitely break a bone, of course. I'm going to hop in this window. Oh, you have to skip when Tsukumo's there.
Better be careful here.
Alright, so now we're going to do our stealth section. This part here has got a little bit of RNG. There's a cycle, which you have no control over, that runs in the background. What the hell was that? The camera was like whipping around there. Right, so we're going to go up here, do this. This guy tries to see you, but you can just be like, no, I'm definitely not there. Now this game goes, yeah, you can throw a smoke bomb at people, so we're just going to throw a smoke bomb at this guy. Now he can't see us as we run by him.
Yeah.
Right, so this part here, there's some policemen that spawn in, and they sometimes face towards us, and we need them to turn around. Right, now I have to get past here without the other ones turning around, which sometimes is out of your control, and you just get bodied by the cycle. We absolutely got away with one there. I've been caught there right at the end, just because the guy goes, oh, there's a guy in blue there. And you're like, oh, okay, cool. Alright, we're going to throw a coin here. I'm going to run past this guy. What's funny is I have the language set to English, but some of the guys are like still speaking in Japanese. Because canonically within these games, even when you're set to other languages, the characters are still speaking in Japanese. Like in their heads. Like to each other. Alright, we're headed to class 2-2. Alright, now we have to place some speakers here. So basically the whole idea is we wanted to get back to class 2-2 because we wanted to set like a trap up for some of the students. I just got my phone. They're going to unplug that for a second. We don't need it. Holy shit! That's actually insanely based, that guy.
Don't let him go.
This is an unskippable cutscene if you hadn't assumed. Right, so for whatever reason, this part starts you in Snake. I don't know why. Snake is not garbage. Snake's entire gimmick is based on throws and parries. But in a game where we're playing on easy mode and the enemies don't really swing that much, Snake's not very good and the attack animations are kind of long. So Tiger just out-damages it in every way. But we have to swap into Crane before we swap into Tiger because we need to go in the cycle. So underneath my HP bar and heat bar, there's a little like triangle which shows the cycle. So the next one I have to transform into is to Crane. So we're actually going to use Crane a tiny little bit just to build some heat bar. Because Crane's AoE potential is way better than Tiger's in that instance. Don't hit the guy that's already down. We're just going to hit these guys. Thank you. So this guy, he has to do a particular tutorial thing, so we're just going to kill these other guys. I say kill. There we go. I didn't even do that. So he's going to tutorialize us on mortal attacks now, if I can speak. There we go. So in the first Judgment game, they had a mechanic called mortal attacks, where basically enemies would like glow with electricity, then just do an attack with tons of hyper armor that dealt permanent HP damage to you until you went to a doctor or grabbed a medical kit, which both cost 20,000 yen, which was just an absolute bite in the butt whenever that happened. But in this game, they changed the mechanic so that you see the attack, and then if you dodge it right as the attack hits, you can do a counter and get some damage for it. So like we got to keep the mortal attack one. But in this game, if you get hit by the mortal attack, you just take a ton of damage and you get stunned for a while. All right, we've rested on the sofa. Oh, if I can skip cutscenes, there we go. Alright, and this is the end of chapter 1, because we just got a couple of cutscenes to skip, and then we end it. So at the end of chapter 1, we've kind of resolved the bullying issue that the principal asked us about. So during that cutscene, we like call out the students using the speakers we placed on the on Coda's desk, and then shouted at them. And then at the end of that chapter, we got a call from the Gender Law Agency asking us to look into something. So we're going to talk to the principal, show him this footage, and now we're going to go see another teacher that works at the school regarding this footage. So we need to head to the faculty room, which is on the second floor. Right here. So what we're looking into is stuff relating to a particular person that was murdered recently. And we find out that he was a student at this very school. So the whole reason why we need to talk to this particular person is because we need to talk to his teacher. If I could have not fell down the stairs, that would have also been amazing. If you approach the stairs at the wrong angle with the right amount of speed, you just like fly off them. Like that joke of you saying, "Oh yeah, but I fly off the top of like an escalator." So we've got a head for a cutscene trigger in here. Run towards Coda, another cutscene trigger here. And then a group of students decide, you know what? Let's go punch the guy that kicked us yesterday with baseball bats and stuff, because you know we didn't get enough of it yesterday. So we're gonna quickly swap into Tiger and just hit these guys with everything and kick that guy. If you're lucky, that guy just, you know, gets destroyed when he flies away. But it didn't really happen. Alright. So, now that we've kind of ended our investigation about the bullying thing, the principal goes, I can't actually have you on school grounds anymore. Because, you know, that's kind of weird, actually. So, what we're going to do to continue our investigation into, you know, the school so we can actually, like, be on school grounds at all times whenever we need to be, is we're going to look for a way to, you know, be involved with something at the school. So this is Amasawa. She's trying to interrogate us because, you know, we ran past her and that's like an offense. And now we're going to look at the post here. This is the mystery, essentially the investigation club. And we're going to say, how about I become your club advisor? Because as a professional in the field, he's actually viable to do that. So because of that, we now have an inn at the school, which means we can actually like come here whenever we want, because we're actually dealing with the Mystery Research Club. Alright. And the test they want us to complete is they want us to help the dance students. So we've got to go to the dance club. So we're going to run over here to the dance club. The dance club obviously takes place in the basement of the school, because where else would it be? But I mean, it's just on the bottom floor. So we also run into another mechanic that the game tutorializes but never uses again, because I think it uses it mostly in the dancing thing. So this is like an entire sub-story thing where like you take your dance team to nationals. And so this timed dialogue input is only used that once in an 80% run. Oh yeah, this is just what they did in this game. So basically, when they made this game, they couldn't get a license or like the correct permissions to have the main character of this game sing, because obviously he's modeled after an actor, a real life actor. I can't remember his name off the top of my head because I just didn't do research, because why would I do that? But they went, yeah, but what if we make him dance instead? So yeah, there's an entire mini game here based around doing dance moves with the dance club. And this is just the tutorial for that. You really don't have to play this. This auto completes for you, but I'm just playing it because why not? Yeah, yeah. Panda asking the real questions. Why can't I just press all 4 buttons for that? Alright, now I've got to go into the gymnasium again. We get to ignore that bit that says head to MRC. So now that we've gotten into the gymnasium, we get, you know, asked by one of the students to go look for Coda. And they might be one of the students, I can't remember. I haven't watched the cutscenes in this for a long time, but that's just what we got to do. So we've got to go up to 2-2, which is up here. Over in here. And she's obviously getting talked to by the students that were bullying her again, because of course. I have another little conversation with her. And then this student here, I can't remember her name, asks us to go to the 3rd floor. The camera faces the other way because they expect you to go the other way to take the lift, but it's actually faster to run towards the camera, go up these stairs here, and around here because the classroom is right here. It's going to freeze for a second, and it's going to look like the game crashes. And then it's fine. And now these guys appear and try and beat us up again, because, you know, why wouldn't they? It's just, you know, it's just why wouldn't they? What's also funny is, in my notes, I have this actually just all in the wrong order, but I know what the order is, and I don't know why I did that. My notes are just cooked. Right, so to start this fight, I'm actually going to buy a couple of things. I want to buy level 2 in attack. And I want to buy level 1 hidden arts in Tiger. So what level 1 hidden arts does is when I do a charge attack with Tiger, it gives me an attack boost, which obviously, as you can see, completely changes everything. Because now I can one-shot these guys despite not being able to do that before. With my attacks. And that should send that guy. There we go. So, I get the attack buff for 15 seconds, but every time you do a charge attack, it reapplies the buff, which means that 15 seconds basically becomes infinite because you can restart the timer every single time, so you can basically run around with the buff on 100% of the time. We get an ability later in the game that lets us transfer that buff to other styles, and we actually use the crane one. The crane style one is if you dodge an attack, you get a speed buff. And a funny quirk about how it works, because I believe, I haven't looked at the code or anything, this is just an assumption. Based on how they activate the abilities for the hidden arts. Yeah, don't worry about it. When you do a charge attack with Tiger, once you've got the speed buff, it actually reapplies the speed buff as well as your attack buff. I just think they're like tied to the same thing. Yeah, bro's shuffling. Bro is hitting the shuffle. This is what we used to do. We used to just hold this. No, just shuffle. Shuffle is actually massively faster. And as I said, it took us, I think, a concerningly long time to discover this, considering how simple of a trick it was to, like, find. And then when we did, we were like, we're actually dumb. Also, something else about the hidden Tiger arts I didn't mention. This is a charge attack I'm doing. The heavy attack here is a charge attack, which means I now have the attack buff, which means I can just absolutely wreck these guys while this guy is charging up. Okay, that just obviously didn't work, so we're just going to beat this guy up now. Oh, can I stop beating up that guy, please? There you go. And he's got like 1 hit left on him. That was a pretty bad fight, but for whatever reason, my targeting was just going weird. Shout out to the camera there. Also, something else with the Dragon Engine, which you will see throughout this run. Enemies will ragdoll when they're defeated, and it's very... Oh, that's the wrong way. Will ragdoll when they're defeated, and it's very funny when they do. Alright, go through this door, run down these stairs. Sorry, my camera angle was so I don't fall down the stairs. There, right, go around here. So we've got to do another quick investigation at Sawa-san's desk, or Sawa-sensei's. And there's actually a little photo behind here of someone else, and that happens to be, I can't remember the person, but it happens to be someone related to the investigation. Oh, I actually need to move, sorry. There we go. Right, now we've got to go back up to the chairman's office, and that's the end of chapter 2. Around the corner. Oh, I can't believe the cutscene thing goes out that far. Right. Let me skip through these. Woo! Chapter 3, let's go! Chapter 3 house is my favourite part of the run, which is the only actual form of a break you get. And by break, I mean it's just a cutscene that lasts for 30 seconds. Oh, what am I doing? I need to leave. One only annoying thing with this game is that you can't taxi from within the school. I wish they'd let us have that ability. This would have saved a heck ton of time in this game. It would actually genuinely probably be like a close to like sub 210 game if we didn't have to run out of the school every time we needed to leave it. Alright, we're going to go back to Yokohama 99, which is Commercial District Mash X. Go around here. If you get lucky, you get the skateboard out and you save like a second running towards the the elevator, or the lift. Here's Tsukumo. So Tsukumo is going to tutorialize us on this app he's making. Basically, it's an app which gives you side missions and different things. He's just going to talk for like a little bit of time, so we're just going to enjoy. Do you have any messages on your end? No? Okay, that's fine. So basically, this is the main place where playing in English saves time. It's kind of a weird interaction, because usually in most games, Japanese is usually faster for a lot of different things. And in this game, obviously, like, the original language they use is Japanese for the characters. And but in this case, Japanese text is usually faster because they say more in less characters, but they sometimes use more words and syllables to say things. So just in this case, in English, he just has less dialogue because the words they translated or localized with would just ended up being shorter. So it's kind of actually a weird interaction which doesn't usually come up too much. It actually happens in the first Judgment game as well. So in the first Judgment game, whenever a character gets introduced, they like do this thing where they go, "I am this person, I'm from here." But then in English, they just go basically, "What's up? I'm bro," and then it goes "dun" like it does in all these games and shows you the name. And in the first Judgment game, they're basically all unskippable, so you have to listen to them. And English saves a load of time for that reason.
We must depend on instincts, experience.
Right, we're just gonna... So basically the whole idea of this is you're meant to do searches for keywords and things based on what's happening, and you get sub-stories and things around
Human intuition will trump AI
the area for what's happening with it.
until we all become cyborgs. But that's getting ahead of myself. As it stands, Yagamishi, you've got the best intuition out of all of us.
So there's actually a few different things on there. Take a guess at which one he's gonna pick, because I think Arachnid Man would be the first thing that I'd click on.
This one.
He's like,
Smell the trouble brewing already.
All right, we actually only have to interact with this once past this, because Tsukumo leaves his room, which is weird for Tsukumo. He never does that. He sent us out last time to get his get his doll in chapter 1 from the to save it from the scalper. So we had to run it on the skateboard to go get it. Right, and once we get past this, he actually gives us another thing as well. He gives us like a noise detector. We only use the noise detector here once as well. Basically, everything, a lot of stuff we get tutorialized and given in this game is actually stuff we use in side content way more than the main content. The main content in this run is mostly go here, do this, go here, do this. Fight, 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 stealth, stealth. So he gives us a noise lamp. Oh, where am I going? There it is. It's there. I'm just losing my mind. What the hell am I doing? Jesus. Alright. Now we're going to go here. Use the noise amp. And there's a guy hanging off the ledge. So that's the supposed Arachnid Man, because apparently he's climbing things. Alright. So if I'm in the right position here, I can just mash circle to jump up all of this. Yep, I'm in the right position. And then you ask him a bunch of questions like, swallows aren't up there, because he's like, yeah, I'm a swallow watcher. And it's like, do you live here? He's like, nah, bro, I don't live here. And then he's like, yeah, like maybe I should do a bit more looking around this guy. But if you go around and look at his butt, he's got a pair of underwear in it, which means he's been stealing underwear, which is, you know, we don't do that around here. So we're just going to punch him to, you know, get him to stop. All right, there we go. If you get that combo wrong, he kind of gets away from you and is very annoying, so you want him to just sit there and eat all that. Now that we've done that, we can go straight back to Yokohama 99, because why would we not go back? Oh, can I do the menu correctly, please? Thank you. Alright. I'm going to return to Yokohama 99. Save that 1 second, let's go. I think it saves a second. I say I think. I have no confidence in that fact, so you can just believe me on that.
This is a lot, but
just source, trust me, bro. Right, so now we're going to go to this is known as the Prague taxi, because Prague because we're going there. Go in there. Alright, just going to run around here a little bit. There we go. Right, so the whole thing we're doing is we made a plan to meet up with Sawa Sensei. That thing just has the biggest hitbox. Why? So she can give us something for the investigation. But when we rock up, she gives us a thing for the investigation, and then we get kind of ambushed by these guys in white masks. So before we punch the masked men, we've got to do a quick menu. We're going to buy level 3 in attack. We're also going to buy rising blow for Tiger, because in this game, when you get knocked down, it's really freaking annoying to get back up again, but you can get back up instantly with that attack. There you go. Bro ran into that one. Let's go. So as I said, you actually get the attack buff when you charge into enemies like that, so...
What the?
Now we just got to do a little bit looking into this photo. Do tap some things, tap his arm. There we go. That's the guy that got murdered in the very start of this. So kind of the whole crux of this investigation is... there's a guy who... oh, sorry, this is Jin. He's just going to punch us while I explain what's happening. Basically, that guy was murdered, but the guy that murdered him was also supposedly doing apparently groped someone at a train station, and we're trying to work out how he could be in two places at once. As that is obviously impossible.
Hey, what else?
So, Jin Kuana here is kind of an annoying boss. He actually kind of copies what you do. He can also do that, which just isn't nice. Do that guy. Sorry, just gonna try and finish him off now. That's kind of a slow fight because I whiffed two of my hits. Bro spun. Right, that's Kuana. Right, there's a couple of other things we got to do in chapter 4 chapter 3 before we get to chapter 4. Chapter 4 is actually like the longest chapter. Yeah, our friends show up there and go, "Why the hell are you punching each other in the middle of the street in front of a cafe?" And we're just like, actually, that's a fair point. So this is tutorials on extracts. Extracts are little like potions you can make. They're really slow to make, unfortunately, so we're not going to make any of them. But this is the Warrior's Onslaught. We get given another one of these for free, and we basically are going to save it until the very end of the game because it actually claps a boss very, very hard later in the game. So this guy here is actually from the first Judgment game, and he helped you with extracts in that game as well. He's basically just like the potion master. He's like, here, make a big potion. And that's all the stuff to make a Warrior's Onslaught extract. Alright, now we're going to go back to Yokohama 99. Then we're going to get on to chapter 4, which is like the second longest chapter in the run. You have to do a lot in chapter 4. Go right here. Right around here, talk to Tsukumo. Alright, that's chapter 3. Woo! Alright. Nice phone. Right, so at the start of this chapter, there's a couple of things that we need to do.
Right.
We actually get told where the crime scene is, but what we got to do first is we're going to go visit Sao Sensei at the high school, because what else are we going to do at the start of a chapter? That seems to be what we do for the first few. Right. Right, so we're going to spawn here, we're going to run around here. The fastest way to get to the faculty room from here is to go up this set of stairs here. And, well, this way, sorry. I nearly legitimately just got lost in the school. Yeah, I got lost in the source. Right, head to the faculty room. Oh, what am I doing? Leave. Sorry. Forgot. Alright.
Hey.
And now that's where we get told about where the crime scene is. Crime scene? Jesus. Right, so, again, annoying. We can't taxi when we're inside the school, so we're not going to do that. We're going to run out the front door like, you know, a good citizen. Alright. Crime scene is, what am I doing? It's here. Jesus, I know where the crime scene is, bro. Right, so the crime scene we're talking about in question is the crime scene of the murder. So there's a video that we were given of the murder, or a video that we have of the murder, and we're going to go investigate that area. Because we're told that the police have access to this area, so we're going to be a good independent investigator and break into the area. And by break, I mean there's a hole in this fence and we're going to walk through it. Somehow we walk through that. It doesn't show us what happens. Then we're going to hit that. Now we're going to do some parkour. We're going to do some shuffling as well. Alright. Alright, so this is a wall run. The game actually tutorializes this here. What's funny is it only comes up here in like one other place, and what's funny is sometimes it re-tutorializes you on how to do that. I'm like, what are you doing, bro? It's just press circle. Oh, I know what I'm doing. Right, I can fall off here. I'm going to be a little bit careful here, because if you fall off here, you lose 30 seconds, easy money. So now we're going to learn about this. This is jumping between pipes, or between, you know, grip objects. There's actually a little bar above my head. That's the grip gauge. We're going to upgrade the grip gauge once, because it actually allows us to do a little bit of a skip on one of the sections that does some parkour, and it's actually very worth it to do it, because the menu only takes a couple of seconds and you only need grip level 1. So we're going to look at that. That's like a burn mark. And there's a blood patch. Alright. And now we're going to show the murder video to this guy. This is Watanabe, our boy, who tries to hit us with a stick later in the run.
You said.
So we're going to ask him a bunch of questions, ask him about the time of death, ask him about the cause of death, which is obviously just a massive knife, which we find out later in the game. Oh wow, we have it on the video, actually. And they don't know where the murder weapon is and about the state of the body. If you ask about the building owner, he's like, what do you mean you want to know about the building owner?
Tell me.
Sorry.
And during this conversation, there's actually a guy outside spying on us, so we're just going to run him down in the street now. So, that donation earlier about the distance gauge, yeah, don't worry about it. It's, I think inaccurate might actually be like an understatement for how bad of a measure it is to know what's happening. Because what'll be happening is I'll be getting destroyed, and then he'll just stop moving at some point because his HP bar at the bottom there just runs out. If you get unlucky here, this happens. Oh no. That's... I don't know what causes that, but that happens sometimes. Luckily, he slows down a little bit here to let you catch up a little bit. Right. So something else with these is you need to kick items at them. We're going to kick that ball at him. I may actually have to do an extra thing here. That's amazing that that happened. Like, so he went to the left, obviously, not to the right. Not to call myself out, but I have also picked right there as well, because I am, as previously established, kind of dumb sometimes. There's another football here. We're going to kick at him. Back of the head. Right, there's one more item we need to kick here. There's a bucket coming up that we're going to kick at him as well. There we go. Back of the head on that one as well. And we're going to run around here. Now we're going to tackle him now. So this is just actually where we started. What happens is, if he gets here and his HP hasn't run out, he'll do a partial lap because he can only be caught in that part of the street there. Which, you know, is really, really annoying for if you mess that up. So the auto-scrollers do actually have parts where you have to pay attention. Alright, we've got to go back to Yokohama 99 now. So now we actually get to use the thing that was tutorialized in the last chapter here, the menu thing that Tsukumo gave us. So we're going to go to the buzz researcher, search up keyword, search up listening device. And then we're going to go to the B, because that's where the next story beat is. So basically, Tsukumo's up here trying to tell people that there's like a dangerous device somewhere, and like no one believes him. You rock up and go, "I'm a lawyer," and then they go, "True, actually," and they let you like do an investigation here. So he gives us a detector which can detect sus stuff basically, and there's like radioactive radio waves or something that it like detects. So we're going to go around here. It's in this car here. You don't have to wait for the detector to fully go off. You just have to pull it out and point it at the car. And this teddy bear had like a tracking device in it. And yeah, we just basically get given 100,000 yen for just looking at that car, which is amazing. So now we're going to take that 100,000 yen and spend it on stuff, because we need stuff. Okay, right, so that's the drone. The drone's actually not really used much in any percent, but you can use it to despawn random encounters, which is very useful. Equip that. Right. Luckily in this game, there's actually no money gates. In most Yakuza games, I say most, in some of them, a large majority of them, there's a part in the run where you need a certain amount of money to proceed. Luckily in this game does not have a money gate, so we don't actually have to worry about money at all. Right there, Sayuri there was asking us to go to a train platform tomorrow with Hoshino, who's another character from the first game. Alright, now we're going to go to Ikebukuro Station. Genuinely, it's not even a joke. Before right outside this room, before I came in, I actually had to look at my PB again, because you have to find a bunch of cameras here. And I always forget where one of them is. So, this one's here. I know this one here. That's the train one. But now we're going to go onto the train platform, the Ikebukuro Station platform. And we have to look at cameras.
Suspicious.
And there's a few of them we have to look at. There's that one there, that one there, that one there. And now there's this one here. This one here. Bro, let me look at that one. Thank you. Right. The reason why I had to look is because there's one camera here that I genuinely always forget where it is. It's not this one. There's a circle one here. Like a eye one here. But there's one right here that I always walk past, and I didn't want to do that. I'm going to go around here. Camera there. Camera there. Camera here. Camera there. And there's one more camera there. There we go, that's all the cameras. And what we get from this is we're genuinely going to get what I call the God evidence. So this is the God evidence. The God evidence shows us that the path that the groper took during the groping incident is actually impossible because there's a blind spot on the cameras, which means at any point he could have body swapped with someone who looks similar with a similar build to him because he had a hood up the whole time. And you know that insane theory about him doing that is actually 100% what happened. Yeah. So. This entire game now, whenever anyone contradicts us, we're just going to go map. So we're like Dora the Explorer with that one. Just pull the map out and it wins everything. Like, we even do that in the court case. So in the finale of this, there's a court case. We just walk up and go, the last trial was invalid. Why? Map. So this is when Sawa Sensei tells us about a guy that used to work, at the school called Kitakata. Who worked there during a previous, like, bullying incident. Actually, walk around the stairs, please. Right. This time we're actually going to use the lift, because going to the first floor by the lift this way is actually a little bit faster, because otherwise you have to open a door. And we can run around here, go here. It actually saves way more time than you would think to do that. There's actually one time where we spawn in a different place in the school, and it's faster to not do that. But for that one in particular, it actually is worth it. Why did I go down for that one? Jesus. You meant to go, like... Sorry, yeah, up on that one. Right. Now we're going to go in here. Right. So, this is Detective Dog. So, this is another kind of side thing mechanic. So, you can pull the dog out and go on little investigative walks with the dog. The little dog's name is Rampo.
Got something?
And yeah, we're just going to walk around with this dog. Annoyingly, the dog kind of pulls you in whatever direction it feels like going.
This way, huh?
And he will just stop you from running and do other things. So you actually can lose little bits of time here and there following this little dog around. But one thing the dog is actually good for as well is you can use him to despawn fights like I did with the drone. So he's just another form of despawn. So if the drone doesn't work, you can always pull out Detective Dog and be like, yeah, no, like no more fights for us. So he drags us all the way to this mother and son, and basically she's getting kind of tricked by by a group of Yakuza guys into giving a bunch of money or doing something, and then her son gets upset about it. Come on, dog. Thank you.
Doing great.
Yeah, we're doing great. Right, going around here.
Got something? This way, huh?
And here are the Yakuza guys that were bothering her. So we're going to go in here. We're going to charge up this. Where's this man gone? Why are you over there? Just take... Take the punch, please. Alright, there we go. Right. So the dog actually belongs to Amasawa, the girl we met earlier from the Mystery Research Club. So she just goes, yeah, whenever you need my dog, just feel free to summon him out of nowhere. And again, we get tutorialized on something that we're never going to use again unless we need to. So whenever I need to despawn a fight, I will use Detective Dog for the people, even though he's slower during this run. But hopefully that doesn't come up. Alright. I'm going to talk to Tsukumo. Right, so during this cutscene with Tsukumo, Yokohama 99, the place where we are, kind of gets like raided by, you know, the guys in the white masks again. So we're going to chase this man down. We later find out this guy's called Tesso, but, you know, first things first, we're going to kick a football at him. And then he's going to throw two things at us. Like every kind of action in this game, in the chases are kind of tied to a thing. We can cut this corner here to save a marginal amount of time. Run around here. You can run into all the things around here, and it's very annoying. Jump over that. Jump over that. That cone that's fallen over across the body. What the hell? Thank you, Bollard. Go around this guy. So in the first Judgment game, in a lot of the chasing sections, they were auto-scrollers, but you could actually skip certain parts of them. In this game, you can't skip any of them. In terms of the QTEs, you just kind of have to do it. There's a bucket here. We're going to kick the bucket at him. Right, so we actually need to go into this little bit on the right here that we just ran past. There's a little entryway there. But his HP bar has to be at a certain point before he runs in there. So we're just going to do a bit of a loop around here. He's going to run ahead here and throw a thing at me again. We're just going to slide underneath it and run at full speed again immediately afterwards. Around here. So I haven't really mentioned it, but the resource for the chases is actually my HP bar. And every time I do a successful QTE, I actually I'm going to be safer. You don't have to kick that bucket again, but it's a little bit safer to do so. Every single successful QTE I do restores a bit of my stamina bar, essentially, is what it is. Right, for this, I actually want to aim a little bit. Okay, I didn't fully get it. If like you land directly on top of Tesso here, you actually cancel all of your landing lag there, and you save like a good few seconds. I didn't really get it there. These headphones are annoying me. Right. So now we've got up to Tesso. Tesso kind of like pulls out like Wolverine claws on us and tries to hit us with them. The plastic chair would do amazing against the fight. The 8 knives facing you down, bro. Let's go. Right. So now we're going to do a quick menu here. We want to buy. I think it's buy Wounded Tiger. We want to buy Triple Finisher. We want to buy EX Burst Attack. And that's it. Oh, okay. There you go. Right. So now we've done that, we're going to go into EX. Okay, I missed a part of my combo there, which means he didn't. Can you actually get hit, please, Tesso? Thank you. If you get the full combo there in the second part of the fight after the QTE, he just dies from the mortal reversal. Right, so now that I've got my triple finisher, I'm actually going to do most of the tiger combos you do are actually kind of like specific, because enemies kind of get spread out a little bit around here. So we're going to use... Okay, apparently I just didn't target anything in the right way there. Okay, that didn't work, but that's fine. Okay, thank you. Okay. Just kick the man, please. Thank you. Right, so something else I brought, actually, which might get you throughout the run, is Wounded Tiger. So when you're in low HP, Wounded Tiger will make you do more damage. Just making sure I do this kind of correctly. Did he just say Muppet to me? Right, gonna run around here. Just making sure I did this correct. Hopefully that guy we dealt with. Oh. There you go. Nice into that guy. I was hoping that Kaito would just punch him rather than go, yeah, let me grab him. We're going to go into EX now. We're going to just body this guy a little bit because he's kind of in our way. Kick. Kick. Kuana, thank you. Alright, there we go. That was kind of bad, but whatever. So, ideally, your party members actually kind of do something there, but, you know, they really were like, no, no, no. After you, good sir. Oh, open the menu, please. Thank you. Right. Back to Yokohama 99. Run around here. So during all this, basically the only casualty we had was Tsukumo. He got a boo-boo on his hand, so we had to go to the hospital for that. And now after all that excitement, we're just going to sleep on the sofa. Right, so the next morning, after we've done all that, we're actually going to go back to Kamurocho because we need to go to the Genda Law Office, and we're going to spend a couple of chapters doing stuff in Kamurocho. But luckily, again, in Kamurocho, we can just taxi wherever we want. So the first bit of Kamurocho here, we actually have to walk up Tenkaichi Street. As you have to do in most Yakuza games, we're going to walk up this street and fight some guys, because what else are we going to do in Tenkaichi Street? Right, these are the street thugs. So these are actually a bunch of guys walking around asking if like people have seen a certain person, and they tried to get information from us, and we're just like, we haven't seen this person. And so they just go, yeah, but like, have you though? And we go, no, and then they try and punch us. So I'm just trying to get that worked. Cool, that was actually a pretty good fight. So if everything works out there, you actually just destroy those guys. If you actually have some heat left from Tesso, it's actually you just go into heat mode and just like absolutely wreck that fight. So now we dealt with those guys, we can actually taxi to the Genda Law Office, which is always the top option. So we got to run over here, talk to Shayuri. If you don't have someone following you, like I have Kaito following me, which means I can't get on my skateboard. If you could get on your skateboard, it's a little bit faster to go into the road and go down the road on the skateboard. So now that we've done that, we're going to go to the Tokyo Detention Center. And at the Tokyo Detention Center is where this guy is. I forgot his name because I'm good at remembering things. But essentially, he's the guy that is in question about both murdering and groping, you know, at the same time in two different places, which we obviously know is bogus. So after we've done that, we're going to go back to the Yagami Detective Agency. I'm going to try and skateboard, even though whenever you hit a person on your skateboard, you get thrown off like that. Yagami, thank you. Thank you, Yagami. And that's the end of chapter 4. So I want to skip this cutscene. Alright. Woo, chapter 4. Alright, chapter 5 time. Oh, skip the cutscene, please. Thank you.
So
Just skip all the cutscenes. There we go. Alright, so now I need to walk towards the door. I can't do anything because Kaito and that have a conversation. Please. Thank you. So now we've got to go back to the Genda Law Office, because where else are we going to go? When we're in Kamurocho. Okay, I have Kaito with me again, so I can't do that. Alright. Hopefully these guys don't see me, because it's going to be annoying if they do. Nah, they're fine. They're not cooking. Right, that's a character from the first game. She kind of only appears here and then goes, hello, I still exist. And you're like, well done. Oh, I need to talk talk to Sayuri, please. Thank you. Because that's my whole point of coming here. The groping incident was a setup. Because we know it is. Because, you know, as I said, we've got the map. And the map is the god evidence. Alright. Oh, I lied about jumping out the window. Because we're just going to get close to the window and not jump out it. 07. Right. So now we're going to go up here. Because basically we looked out the window and saw that we were getting scoped out by a bunch of people. And now we're trying to get them to follow us. Because, you know, they're kind of after Yagami and Kaito. Because what else would they be doing? Right. I should be able to afford attack level 4 now. Run over here. Go into here. Damn, Kaito. You kind of cooked on those guys. Oh my god, that guy flew out. I don't know what's happening right now. Oh, that is what we call a dragon engine shenanigans, is what we call that, or a dragon engine moment. Alright, now we've done that. So, what you're meant to do is you're meant to run around doing a bunch of stuff, going past a bunch of enemies and baiting them and doing all this stuff. You can just taxi straight to where you need to go and not deal with any of it. There is a fight spawn right beside us, but they don't do anything. So Kaito says, don't worry, Yagami, I'll go inside as they've asked for me, and he doesn't come back for like 5 minutes, and we're like, nah, bro, we can't leave Kaito in there, we're going in. So, we gotta go help our boy. So we gotta find our own way in, so we're gonna look at this vent, because why not? Then we're gonna go look at these boxes. Walk towards that. And then we're gonna climb into the ventilation system, because, you know, that's what we've got to do. Right. So Kaito's actually down here on like kind of the dance floor area down there, talking to a character called Akutsu, who we'll punch him later. It's fine. Don't worry about it. We have to punch him like 7 times. He just doesn't leave. He's kind of just like that guy. If you know, he's like the Kuze of this game. Or if you played the recent game, he's the Keith of this game. Alright, go around here. And then there's actually a bartender taking a whiz, so we're going to punch him and take his suit. Bro just needed the toilet, and he like gets like actually beaten up for it. It's actually kind of upsetting. Alright, we're going to strut around here. There's actually items and stuff you can go pick up all around there and interactions you can do. We don't need to do any of them. So we're just going to run. I say run. We're going to walk mildly down here. Walk over to this guy. Because we need him to move for whatever reason. So we're going to serve him a drink. We're going to just walk behind the bar. Shake up whatever's in this red bottle of mystery liquid. And apparently it cooks. Because this guy loves it.
Here, sir.
There you go. He's like, yeah, let's go. And then he's out for the count immediately. He's like, yeah, time for a nap. There he goes. 07, man. So now that guy's gone to sleep, we don't need to worry about him. We're gonna walk around here. Go here. Throw money here if I can get the reticle to go in the right place. Walk around this guy. We don't need to take him down, so don't worry about that. This guy over here, we're going to throw money over here. If you get this guy with a smoke grenade, you actually have to take him down. It loses a bit of time. It's faster to throw money over there than just avoid him. This guy here is not facing the wrong direction. This guy can be facing this direction here, and if he is, he just catches you immediately, and you can't do anything about it. But if you do it like this, you can take him down here, and that just ends the stealth. And I have failed this stealth many times due to this guy just turning around and going, there's not a bartender there! And then just ending the stealth and giving me a game over. And I'm going to stand on top of him, of course. What's funny, right, is as you can see, I'm wearing the bartender's outfit. After this next cutscene, I'm going to be back in my regular outfit. Because bro has enough time to change between sections. They're like, hang on, let me change before we fight each other. So, this is genuinely one of my favourite fights in this game, just because I find it very funny. So we're just going to end this first part kind of using what I would call normal strats, where we're going to just kick and punch these guys as fast as we can. Oh my god, Kaito just actually got destroyed there. What the hell, man? And then every time we end a wave in this fight, Akutsu here just tells his boys to get back up, and they're like, "Don't worry, boss, I got this."
Yo, fuck 'em up, boys.
So now we're going to go over here. We're going to do this. We're going to set up a kind of a corner combo here to try and get as much damage as we can from our Tiger. And that should be the last guy. There you go. Again, he just goes, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "Don't worry, boys, we got this. Come on, guys."
Come on, let's fucking do this.
And then we're just going to walk over to the side here, do the same thing again. Just knock everyone around. Just end that guy's existence. Apparently I just whiff on this guy, though. Okay, I tried to, like, do the thing on that guy, but he just went, no. What's Kai doing to this guy? That was a pretty good fight. But yeah, that fight's just, I love that fight because it's just so funny. He's like, yo, what are you doing? He's like, yeah, come guys. It's almost like a standard RPG, like turn-based thing where like you're running through a castle and like you get 4 waves of enemies that all come out one at a time. Right, so now the game's telling us to go back to Gendalore office. It kind of expects you to walk, but you can actually just like taxi back there and then run around. I don't have Kaito with me, so I can skateboard. Yo, let's go. Right, now we're going to go to... the taxi's right there. It's genuinely still faster to just menu the taxi than it is to go talk to the taxi. So we're going to go to Mamiya's house, who is another person who was involved with... well, she's the person that got groped by the guy that we also think is a murderer.
What the?
And kind of, we're trying to work out whether it is true that it was a setup or not. And basically, she was involved with, you know, planning like a incorrect situation or whatever. But what's also funny is we walk into that house in front of her and her child and just go, here's some murder footage. Like it's normal to do. You walk and go, here, watch this person who either groped you and or stabbed someone.
Are we lit?
Okay, let's get started. And now we're going to basically go on a little roundup of all our information. We're going to say Ihara. Oh, yeah, that's his name. Ihara, that's the guy. Oh, thank you, game, for reminding me. We show this guy the map because he questions us. And as I said, the map is amazing because there's a blind spot there. Proves everything. And we obviously say that Mamiya is colluding because that guy that we chased after going to the crime scene was spying on us. So, yeah. So that was... Chapter 5. We're going to go in Chapter 6 now. Chapter 6 is pretty short. It doesn't have any combat in it, but we're going to go to Pink Street because we need to go back to the detective agency. I believe it allows me to... I'll try and do a little trick here that you can do. I'll probably only do it once because I'm famous for messing it up or running into the back of the car as well, of course. Yagami, thank you. So, if you run into the back of this wall... At the right angle, you can rest on your couch from outside the office. If you mess it up, you end up talking to the bin and collecting all the DLC, which takes forever. Alright. Now we're going to go back to Yokohama. Alright, now we're going to go back to the high school. Not search, because I don't need to do that. Run over here. My phone's going to buzz because I'm guessing it's going to get a text message. Right here to the faculty room. And basically what's going to happen is we're going to ask Sawa Sensei here if we can, you know, have another conversation with her. And she's going to go, can you wait until I'm done with all my parent-teacher things and then we can have a conversation. So we're going to go outside and be like, yeah, sure, we can wait for that. So let me run around here. Run down here, open this door. As I said earlier, if we could taxi out of here, that would be amazing. RGG, please, if you're going to put an area like this in your next game, please let us taxi out of it. For the love of God, please.
Hey, sorry.
It's not a joke, please, actually. Right, and now we're waiting for that to happen. What's going to happen is we're going to play a short little section as Sayori here. So basically, she's going to do her own little investigation because obviously she's part of... she's also trying to, you know, work out what's happening. And she kind of, like, susses out that the group of people kind of walking around doing stuff is a group called RK. And she kind of suspects that them and Ihara are kind of in cahoots with what's happening. Turns out that's not really the case, but it's just worth investigating. So what's going to happen is she's going to go to Bartender and she's going to, you know, get all dolled up. By that, I mean, I'm not going to even look at that menu and just click done. And we're going to walk down this street in our, you know, high heels and dress. And supposedly that's enough to lure out some RK members. You know, they're just so thirsty. They're just hanging around corners around here. So you're actually kind of a brick wall as Sayori. She doesn't really have an animation for bumping into people. So anyone that bumps into you just gets thrown off of you. So she's just kind of a wall. Something funny about these, there are two of these sections. Both of them give you like a sizable amount of SP. Like you get a lot of like EXP points just for doing these, which is very funny. So walk forward here. We're going to say, I want to get wild. Because, of course, I want to get wild. And then when they question you, you go, I don't know you a name. What the hell are you talking to me for? And then we skip the cutscene. But during that cutscene, Hisagi appears. And shout outs to our boy Hisagi. We love this man. We find out later he's forklift certified, because he is. So, this game actually has waiting sections like other Yakuza games. But unlike other Yakuza games, the waiting sections in this game are not based on time. They're actually based on distance, so just going far enough away from where you need to be just skips the wait altogether. So we just taxi to like any location that's far away from where we were or need to be, and then we just go there. Right, we're gonna head back to the faculty room, and Sawa Sensei just isn't there because she went home. So you know, we're gonna go and do our best investigative like task, and that is go ask someone what her address is, because that's obviously a safe thing to do. And, yeah, here's the school at night. I really don't like it. Why game? Why do this to us? Why turn off the lights everywhere? Right. So we're going to go up here to the principal's office, because obviously he knows where she lives, and we're just going to walk up to him and go, where does she live? And he goes, I can't tell you that. Then he goes, yeah, but you can, though. And he goes, actually, I can do that. So now we know where she lives. We're just going to head over there. Run around here, run around here, run around here, run around here. There we go. That was a pretty good door open there, actually. I sometimes miss that trigger when I'm running towards it because I'm, as also previously established, kind of dumb sometimes. So we're going to go to West Hamakita Park. I always forget what half the taxis are called in this game because I don't do them based on, like, what they're named on. I have them in my notes based on how many inputs it takes to get to them. Right, so we're going to skateboard down here, saves a little bit of time over running down the street. I'm going to ollie onto the thing, so we save a little bit of time, run through this door while it's opening, and then we're going to go up here. So this is where Sawa's apartment is, so it's right here. And yeah, this is the end of the chapter. There's no combat in this chapter, we just run around for a little bit, and then we end up here. So shout out to that chapter. Right, so chapter 7 here is what we dubbed in the community for this game, the Akutsu gauntlet. So here's Akutsu, and this is his gauntlet. We fight him 3 times in this chapter. He never gets any easier, because why would he? That was an amazing kick, holy crap. So hopefully I get through him without him doing his mortal attack. Please, Akutsu, thank you. Cool, that was not bad of a fight, of the first fight of the Akutsu gauntlet. Right, so now we've got more fights we've got to do. So this entire chapter is basically just a short round of a ton of fights. So before we get on this fight, we're going to go by attack level 5, because we need more attack. And now I haven't got any heat bar because I just used it. So we're going to use this fight to build up some heat bar. How did that miss? Because of course it did. Thank you. Alright, there we go. Nice ragdoll. Oh, bro. Poor bro got hit into the door. Alright, so he's going to tell Sarah to stay in her room there. Oh, nice running over the toughness Z there, actually. It lagged the game a little bit, so I couldn't, like, skip them things straight away. Right, this fight here's just got 3 guys. We're going to kick. And then whiff. Shoutouts to me having something real smooth there and actually just whiffing completely. Also, the music here actually slaps. I forget what this song is called, but it's insane. It goes so hard. Alright, more arcade members. Oh god, he bro punched me. There we go. Oh, I wasn't holding R1. What am I doing? Oh, dude, bro got smacked.
Really, guys?
I love it. He's not really, guys. Come on. Right. One more fight we got to do before we get to the final part of the Akutsu gauntlet. So we're going to run past it. Picking up the toughness right there without picking up the health refill is actually really good there. So this fight here, we're actually going to go straight into EX and we're just going to absolutely just whack a ton of these guys. So, as I said, AoE on Tiger actually fairly solid. So, you know, better than Crane in some instances. So, we're just going to use it there to blow up a bunch of people. The reason why it's better is because if you knock back multiple enemies at the same time, what happens with it, basically enemies can, like, ragdoll into each other. And when they ragdoll into each other, they actually do damage to each other. Okay, we're just going to... Okay, get rid of that guy. Thank you. Akutsu down from the Akutsu gauntlet. Whiff. Hit. Bros down. Let's go. So something good about running out of heat early here is actually get a chance to build up a bunch of heat. There we go. I've got 2 bars, which is actually really useful. Thank you, Panda. Yeah, let's go. Right, so this is the final part of the Akutsu gauntlet in this chapter. I say in this chapter because we do fight him later in the game as well. Don't worry, the Akutsu gauntlet never ends. Bro grabs a chainsaw here, and we're just going to try not to get hit by the chainsaw. Alright. I'm going to smack him with said chair. And this makes him drop the chainsaw. It's kind of funny. He's like, oh no, but then he never picks it up again, because why would he do that? Oh, bro, that would have been so sick if he hadn't blocked that. Okay, thank you, bruv. I was really trying to concentrate, so I didn't have that happen. Oh, yo, thank you, Segura, for the wheel kick. Right, so that fight was actually pretty solid right there. Oh, dude, if you skip that cutscene a little later, you just see that guy get decked in the face, and you're like, haha. Right. So now we dealt with the Akutsu gauntlet. We're going to go check on Tower Sensei while we're kind of covered in blood, which is, you know, kind of, you know, kind of cool. And when we go check on her, that's the end of the chapter. So we're going to be inside Tower Sensei's house now, and we kind of discover something a little bit that's, like, not very good. She's kind of dead.
What the?
It's sweating.
Suspicious. What the?
Right, so we find a yearbook, and of course, because we're good detectives, we're going to take evidence with us. Don't let the police find that. And basically, someone got into her room and No, basically killed her. I say basically, she did die. So, not basically, she was murdered. Right. So we're going to run around here. So, there's actually an... that girl just disappears from the screen there. That's Amasawa from the Mystery Research Club. She talks to you in that cutscene. Then she just doesn't despawn immediately if you're really quick at moving. So she just has a little artifact that pops out. Right. Now that we've spoken to the chairman, we're both all like, oh, I can't believe it. She died. But for me, I'm like, hell yeah, it means I don't have to come to the school after this. Right. Run around here. We can go down here, around here. It kind of doesn't matter how we do this. We need to get to class 2-2 because we need to go say goodbye to the students. As I said, we don't need to come back to the school again after this because the only reason we were coming to and from the school in the story was to talk to Sawa-sensei. Now she's dead, we don't have to come to school anymore. So, you know, swings and roundabouts on that one. There we go. Alright, run back this way. Alright, now we have to leave the school, as I said. Again, RGG, if you do another game with an area like this, please let us taxi out of it. Run over here. As I said, open doors from the middle. Saves us an extra second. Let's go. We got both of them. It's like a moment. Every time I open a door from the left or the right door only, I'm like, no, I'm so bad at video games. I open it from the left and I'm like, yes, I'm so good. Right, so now we're going to go back to Yokohama 99 and discuss what we're doing next. But, what we're going to do is we're going to go around here, go here. Right, cool. Right, we're actually going to do a little bit of an investigation into Kuana, the guy that we punched in Chapter 3, because we're like, what's this man up to? He seems to kind of just be a bit suspicious. And turns out bro was very suspicious, so we're going to go investigate his apartment, which is here. Run around here.
Guess it's kind of fitting for an unlicensed hand.
Right. Up these stairs. We're just, as I said, we don't have to do a pick lock here. His door's just left open for whatever reason, and we just walk in. So we didn't even break and enter, we just entered. Gonna look at the ashtray. And it's the cleanest ashtray we ever did see.
Cigarettes.
And there's a pack of cigarettes here, which is weird, because, like, he smokes e-cigarettes. It turns out this is actually just a USB that's hidden inside the cigarette packet with, like, he's, like, stuck, like, the top of a lighter on it to make it look like a lighter. While we're in there, these arcade members go, oh, what's happening out here? And then decide to try and punch us. So I'm going to fight these guys. As they're cancelling out of my finishers using... oh my god, Kaito, what the hell is happening, bro? I'm actually going to cancel out of that so I have some bar. And kick that guy over. I just love the guys that appear to, like, make the barrier. They're like, yo, there's fighting happening. Right, now that we've done that, we're going to go to Chinatown. Is it Chinatown now? Yeah, it's Chinatown. I was correct. I just didn't trust myself. God, just trust myself, man. I know what I'm doing. I should do, hopefully. Alright. Now we're going to go down into this bar. Run in here, and there's going to be a phone call that happens, and then we're going to meet a new character that's kind of just like is the person that killed Sawa-sensei, and he's very open about that because he just straight up tells us he did it. This is Soma. We like Soma. Soma's kind of cool. He just likes to hit people with ice picks, and it's kind of like that kind of vibe. I believe his theme's called The Snake or something. It's actually like a really, really good piece of music. Again, this game's full of bops. So we're going to go into EX here. We're going to attack him with that. And I'm going to cancel out of it just to... And there we go. Run over here. Go back into it. Because I didn't have enough bar to make it worth trying to stay in there the whole time. And trying to make up for it outside of the fact doesn't really work out sometimes, so I just played it safe there. So that's Soma. The end of this fight is we knock the knife out of his hands and boot him in the face and just stride him, and that just fades out. Yeah, that's good enough. And that is the end of chapter 8. Yeah, 8. Right. Let's go. Right, we've got to go to the bar district now. I should have gone the other way on the taxi menu because it's faster to go up than it is to go down there. But it's fine. Right, this is an area you actually use as your home base in Like a Dragon, Yakuza 7. Yakuza Like a Dragon, like I've always said. But it's actually not a separate area in this game because it's just a little bar area. We talked to this guy. This is Kuana's dad, or as he should be known, Kitakata-san. So we're going to go back to Yokohama 99. On the way back, we're going to get ambushed by Tesso. I always forget about this fight, and I get jump scared by it every time. He's like, oh, yeah, nice cutscene. Oh, God, there's a guy with knives in my face. So something lucky. In between, like, chapters, all your stuff gets, like, recharged. So we're just going to actually apparently miss the final attack. Right, first QTE, we kick him in the face, it does damage. Second QTE, more damage to his face. Alright. Right, there we go. Right, I'm trying to spread my damage a little bit just to make sure that people are dying around me, because you have to, like, defeat all of them. Bro, could you not block that part, please? Please? Come on, there we go. And then I whiff that part, because of course I do. Thanks. Thanks. There's 2 more guys left. This is kind of annoying because they're just blocking. There we go. Right. That was very bad of a fight just because... Oh, nice Beyblade guy. Just because the guys were blocking me and Tesso was just being annoying. That's fine. Now that we just punched those guys right outside our office, we're just going to continue our day as if we didn't punch those guys. Right. We've given Tsukumo the USB. As I said, the thing inside the cigarette pack was a USB. And it has this video on it of a bunch of people bullying this one kid. And this is another piece of evidence that's basically going to save the entire investigation, because basically, each one of these people is linked to something that's happened. So, that's that guy. There is Yui Mamiya, who we've also seen and showed the murder footage to, because of course, that's the guy we chased. And this is the guy that's getting bullied. And essentially, what's been happening is Kuana here has been posing as this guy, instead of being Kitakata, as a guy called Kuana. And essentially has been, you know, killing people that were bullies or bullies in their past life. I didn't mean to press the world's greatest handyman, because I'm actually insane. It's to get revenge on the bullies. Bro wanted to be the world's greatest handyman by killing a bunch of people. That's actually, like, the real reason. And honestly, dude, I'd vibe with that. Yeah. Right. So we sleep on the sofa to leave Yokohama 99 to go back to Yokohama 99 the next day. So, you know, whatever's happening there, that's cooked. Run over here. I'm gonna go inside here, meet up with Segura. And we're going to be like, yeah, we're going. So basically, we're going to go visit Yui Mamiya, and instead of being like, yo, here's the murder footage, we're going to be like, yo, in front of your kid, here's the footage of, like, you bullying someone. So we're going to be like, the groping is orchestrated, here's the bullying video, we know what's going on, you can't hide from us. And then these guys with baseball bats and blue masks try and rock up on us. And we're going to, you know, hit them. We're going to try a little bit go over to the side here. Oh, I nearly got the one combo. That's really annoying. If you do that correctly, you finish that in one combo because you get multiple, like, doubles, or you get a double into a couple of singles like I did there. When I refer to something as a one combo or a two combo, it's kind of a term we use in the Yakuza games when we have to fight enemies using, like, combos. And essentially what we do is we basically name them as, oh, this was a one combo fight because I only needed one combo to beat the fight. So we've spoken a little bit about what's been happening, and basically it turns out Kuana's been blackmailing a bunch of people to, you know, assist him in his, like, you know, quote, handyman activities, and by that I mean handy with a knife. Gonna go around here. Turns out he's in Kamurocho because he's kind of been following us and what we've been doing, and he's in our detective agency office. So he's gonna walk up there and try and convince us that, you know, he's righteous and correct, despite, you know, the fact that he's actually just straight up been murdering people, which, you know, isn't really kind of allowed. Despite what he may think about what he's doing, it's not really allowed. So we're going to chase him through Kamurocho. So this chase is kind of annoying. There's a little bit of RNG that can, like, destroy you here. It doesn't normally destroy you, but it can happen. I've lost, like, a minute here before just through no fault of my own. Because there's an item later on that we kick at him that can sometimes just whiff. Because he's kind of really far away from you when you kick it, just because of how the setup is. As I said, the distance meter on the corner is like who cooked. Right, we're gonna kick this thing. This thing flies, bro. Like, the fact that that thing has that much power from that one singular kick we do, insane. Right, he's gonna run into the champion district here, which is around here. There's immediately people here. There's a sign here you want to avoid because you can trip over that massive green sign. That sign there. There's a couple of cones here you can trip over. You don't want to do that either. We're going to go around these guys. Run on the truck. Right, so there's a bucket here that we need to kick. Sometimes he's too far away from you for the bucket to hit, but he was really close there. So I hit him in the butt with it. Dodge these guys. One around here. And bro's going to get tired here, so we're going to tackle him, and that's it. If you get unlucky with the bucket, like I said, he does a couple of laps of the area before he gets here, and then he runs out of stamina here. Because you have to finish the chase here, because he runs from here into the car park. Alright. Adjust myself while I'm waiting for the cutscene to end. Alright. And once we've confronted him there, these turn out to be Kuana's former students. We're going to run over here, go into EX, and absolutely wreck them like that. And if you get lucky there, they all just die immediately there. So I got a little bit unlucky there, but the angle there was good. And that's the end of Chapter 9. Right. Start this chapter. We're going to interview Mami a little bit. But before we do that, we have to just kill some time. So we're just going to go over here. Because for whatever reason, she goes, I'll talk to you. But give me 20 minutes. If you skip that final fade in, you actually get teleported back close to where you need to be. It was kind of weird. We don't know why that happens in any capacity. I legitimately have no idea. But if you skip the fade out when you're putting your phone away on a couple of the kill the time sections, you get teleported to where you need to go. So we're going to show her the security cam footage. We're going to show her this. I'm going to show her this. And she's like, anything else? Let me show her. No, it's this. It's the murder footage. What am I doing? She doesn't need to see the map. She's the only person the map doesn't affect. Right, now that we've done that, we're going to go back to our office. Alright, we're going to hit the couch. Right. Oh, single door, SMH. Alright. Right here. You know what? We're going to do this again. Never punish. There we go. Right, so now we're done with that. We're going to go back to the detention center with talk to this man. We're going to show him the murder footage. And we're going to ask him if he told Sawa Sensei what happened, and the answer is he did. I believe. No, he didn't. I can't remember, but it's not really important. It doesn't really come up again. So we're going to go in the Gendalore office. And we're going to listen to Sayori because she is goated, apparently. If you skip that cutscene where he says you heard him, genuinely, it just replays that cutscene over and over and over again until you just let it play out. It's very funny. Alright, we're going to go back to Yokohama 99 now. Go around the door here. There we go. I had Sugira following me, so I didn't get anything from Skateboard SMH. Hello, Sukumo. Basically, we just need to waste some time again, so we're just going to go up here.
Hello?
Skip some cutscenes. As I said, skip the fade out. This is going to teleport us back to Yokohama 99, but just a little bit away from it. Again, don't know why it happens. It just happens. Just accept that fact. Please get in the lift. Right, so now we've done that. We've actually just killed a bunch of time because we're waiting to talk to Watanabe here. Then Watanabe just hangs up on us, and we're like, we're just gonna go find him now. He's in Chinatown. In North Chinatown. It doesn't tell you where in Chinatown, but he's kind of in the middle of North Chinatown. We're going to run up here. Run around this corner here. And this is just kind of like a mini shortcut. Don't get stuck on that, please. Thank you. Jesus. And there we go. We've run into Watanabe. And then he gets mad at, and then we sent him some footage, then he deletes it because bro's just not with it. And then he tries to punch us. So we're actually just going to do a quick menu here. We're going to buy level 6 in attack. We're going to buy extension and boost 1 and 2. And then we're going to buy enhanced tiger reversal and hidden tiger arts 2. And that just makes the attack boost last for longer. So if we need to run around, fight some enemies or whatever, then the attack boost just lasts for longer. Right. This QTE is very special. If you mess up that QTE, you just die. This is an insta-death QTE. If you fail it. Yagami here, when he wobbles, just falls in the water and just obviously drowns immediately. Like frame 1. So I've actually been messing this up the last few runs, so we're just gonna be good there and actually destroy him. There we go. That's our boy Watanabe. It just says in my note. My notes don't actually have anything about what to do to fight him. It just says fight him. It just says cook him. I don't want to go to Heaven's Gulf. I want to go to there. I was just losing my mind there. I know where I'm going, but obviously don't. Right. We get a phone call here, which tells us to come here. That's the whole reason why we taxi here. Then we're going to run over here. So we need to go into what's known as Yumijul, which is an area you go to in Yakuza Like a Dragon a number of times to talk to a few people. Mostly like the Korean, hidden Korean group. Sometimes this takes a while. There we go. Sometimes you crouch there for way too long if you hold buttons, but I didn't really get too screwed there. What the hell? Right, run around here. Throw that coin there. Run around here. Throw that coin there. Run around here. Apparently forget that's non-skippable. Throw that coin there. Walk around here a little bit and then run. Look up at the drone. The drone will distract the guys, and then that's the end of the stealth.
Makes sense.
So, even in the Kaito files, Kaito's not so, you know, powerful. He can punch a policeman if they catch him. So in that one, they're basically the same. In the Kaito files, which is the DLC for this game, if you get caught by the policeman during the stealth section with the policeman, Kaito doesn't fight them back like he does with the regular thugs and goons, we'll call them. Right. Oh, I forgot about this instance. I mentioned earlier about not using this much, but we actually crouch here and walk. So going around in first person is actually a little bit faster here. There we go. Now we're going to run up the stairs here a little bit. And then we're going to do a bit of a platforming section, which can easily screw me if I'm not careful. So I'm going to be a little bit careful there. We're going to run around here. I say run, walk very briskly. There we go. And basically, Segura just kind of gets up there because he's a god at parkour. We kind of have to go a little bit of a way around. Drop down here. Kind of be careful here because if you run off too fast, you can just fly off the edge here. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Run here. Slow down a little bit. Run here. Run up this wall. Jump over here. One over. Jump down. Run at the edge here. Oh, nearly fell off there and I genuinely clenched there. That was actually way scarier than it looked because of the angle I was at. And there we go. That's the end of that bit of parkour.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for agreeing with me there, Yagami. Oh god, that bro just like rolled. Right, that was pretty good. I didn't want to use my EX there because I want it in the next fight. It's not really consistent because you can't really get a line there very quickly. So it's better to just do that with what I would call regular strats like I have been. Run around here. Walk in here. Then it's going to ask us, are you ready to go in there? Because there's actually just a couple of guys with guns in here. I haven't mentioned it yet, but in these games, there's a hierarchy of what you do with enemies. Guys with fists, you can tend to leave most of the time. Then you have guys with weapons, then guys with guns. You want to get rid of the guys with guns first, because they just kind of cook you if you're not careful. Why is everyone dodging the final hit of my combo? Jesus. Alright, there you go. I did that running out of EX, which is pretty good. Thank you, Panda, for... Okay, that's your PB. Right, now we're done with that. We're actually going to taxi to a particular place. We're going to go to Ijin Street. We now need to go see Kuana, who's hiding in Yumijul. What am I doing? Drone. There we go. Despawn those guys because they would have actually got me there.
So, will you be...
And we're going to go in.
Sure.
Sure, let me pass. Right, so we're just going to go in here and say that that a person from public security is, you know, trying to body us. At some point we found out this information. I don't remember when it was. Don't worry about it. We just know. And then basically we say to Kuana, you're an idiot. And he goes, what the hell? And tries to punch us. So we got to fight him again. So this fight here, I'm going to start with trying to hit this man as much with regular attacks. Oh, I actually dodged game and you just didn't give it to me. It's fine. I'm going to get up and I'm going to be okay. Oh, my stomach. There we go. Up again. If I get lucky here, he'll hyper arm me and he didn't hit me into red. If you get lucky there, he like hyper armors you and hits you into red. And I got an ability earlier on called Verge of Death Wounded Tiger, which is when you're in red HP in the Tiger style, your attack goes up and you just deal crap loads of damage to enemies. It's basically an ability you grab because it doesn't take that long to grab, and you hope it saves you time throughout the run. It doesn't always, but it does sometimes come up. And when you're in red bar, you just try and stick there for as long as you can, as long as you feel safe doing it, which isn't always the case because enemies kind of just hyper arm you in this game sometimes and you get actually destroyed. Right. So now we're going to go to Cafe Brave, or Cafe Brave, however you want to say it. We're going to run through the cafe because it's a little bit faster than going around it. Run out into the road to get on the skateboard, get caught on the bollard because of course I do. Alright, skip. Right.
Come on.
So the whole idea of this is we were going to lure out some arcade members and try and, like, you know, get some more information from them, but like, it doesn't really work. Oh my word, what a hit. There's actually, I have a clip on my channel of me doing a really long combo in Crane on some of my early runs of this game. And basically what happened is, I did this massive long crane attack. Oh god. I died? Oh, I was going to heal, but like, I didn't think I died there. 07 me, I guess. Right, luckily when you die, you get all your heat back, so we can actually just destroy this now. I didn't even think about my HP there. But yeah, sorry. There's a clip on my channel where I'm doing this really long crane combo, and I do like this really long finisher where like you like jump in the air, and this guy just jabs me and like fall out of the finisher. It's really like, it's the final enemy of the entire fight, by the way. It's like, I'm about to do this really like climactic massive hit. That's the end of the chapter, by the way. This massive climactic final hit, and he just punches me in the leg and I just fall over, and I'm like, thanks game, that's exactly what I wanted. Let's go. Right, so now we've done that, we're gonna, you know, go and like somewhat kidnap a woman to ask her some questions, which sounds worse than what we're actually going to do. We're basically going to take her on a little taxi ride, ask her some questions, then drop her off as if we didn't kidnap her. So, you know, it's not that bad, right? So we're going to ask her some questions about public security, about Kawaii's murder, and how her son's doing. Because essentially, the person that was murdered was the bully for her son who caused him to be in the coma that he's in now. Because after being bullied so much, he jumped off of a building. When I explain the plot elements of this game, it sounds really brutal. Meanwhile, I'm just laughing at the fact I got punched out of my combo. Right. This part here, I actually want to jump on this bit of the building here, because you actually hit the cutscene trigger faster if you do that. No, not the red light district. We don't need to go there. Right. Run into here. Run around into here to rest at the sofa. Apparently I'm talking to the wall. Alright, we've rested up at Yokohama now. Oh, I can skip that one. Right, so we're going to go back to the courthouse now, because we're going to go tell the judge and the other prosecutor that was there that the sentence that was given to Ihara was actually wrong. Because of, you know, the map. As I said, they questioned us. Map, and then we move on. And they go, yeah, that map looks... Yeah, there's a blind spot there. That's pretty much what happened. So now we're going to go plan our next moves at the Gender Law Office. There we go. Oh, open the door real slowly, because of course we're going to talk to Sayuri, and we're going to talk to Hoshino. And then Sayuri goes, would you like to redo my makeup? And you just go, no, you're okay. Am I totally ready? Yeah, of course. So what's going to happen here is she's all dolled up again, and Yagami's going to follow us. But basically, we're just going to walk to the next cutscene area. So this entire chapter, basically, we're trying to work out where the arcade members happen to be. Kind of a little bit spoilers, but you know where we went a few chapters ago, where we fought Akutsu's men, where he was slamming on the table, going, "Yo, boys, what the hell are you doing? Fight back more!" Yeah, they're still in there. So this entire chapter is what we like to call a waste of time, essentially. But this chapter does give us one thing. This walking section gives you like 10k special, like XP or special points. So you're just like, yeah, let me just do this walk real quick and be able to buy all the abilities I need at the end of the game. Alright, we still going. It takes forever to do this. You actually can't speed this up in any way. You just have to keep you walking. Yes, I've got a little bit of time.
Anonymous donated $4. I would trust Rebel Dragon with my life if the Yakuza were after me.
That's maybe not as no. I can't trust myself against the Yakuza. I'd be done. Right, as I said, they're in the same place we went to before. So that entire chapter is what we call a waste of time. Oh, and remember what I said about the Akutsu gauntlet not like being over in like any capacity? Yeah, here's our boy again. He's about to try and fight us. We're about to also get our first appearance from Hisagi. There he is, our boy. We love him. So, you know, Akutsu gauntlet is still being based and not being over. Yo, Hisagi! Right. Before we fight this man, we need to do a quick menu, so I need to buy some stuff. Oh yeah, don't worry about that, that's fine. X extension, buy that. We want to buy dodge and adamantite. And we want to buy hidden secret of the tiger. So what secret of the tiger does is it gives us our attack boost in all styles. So at the end of the game, we're actually going to use Crane a little bit in the final chapter, and it makes using Crane actually somewhat like usable. Okay, I'm actually going to have to be careful here now because he... Okay, cool. Oh, nice. He actually ran up to me. And hopefully this guy does as well. Don't you dare do that to me. Oh, Kaito! Thank you for drop kicking at me when I'm trying to fight the guy you're currently not hitting. Dude, Hisagi, let's go. Bro's cooking something over there. Oh yeah, that's the end of that chapter. Again, thank you, Panda. Right, so now we've got to run back to the Gendalore office. There's a fight spawn that just saw me, I think. It's kind of useful if one sees you there, actually, because you can get caught by one here, and it's kind of annoying. There we go. I like how it says walk her back to the office, but no, dude, I just sprint back to the office. Right, now they're done with that, we're going to go to, apparently do the menu as slow as I possibly can, and go back to the Yagami detective office. Oh, that was perfect. Insane. Right, now we're going to bump into the wall again. There we go. I've actually never done that for every single entry there, because I usually get, like, scared at some point when I'm on PvP pace, and I'm like, no, what am I doing? Don't do that. Right, now we've got to go to Park Boulevard because we've got to go to Charles. In the first Judgment game, you actually go here an awful lot because Hisagi works in here and you had to, you know, tell him, do a bunch of stuff before he became your friend at the end of the game. When, you know, he stops being Mr. Yakuza-man and, you know, goes like, I need to be my own man. Like they do in this series because they like to do that. There's Kaito. We like Kaito. Shoutouts to him. Right, now we're going to go to East Taihei Boulevard. Because we need to go into the Champion District, because we need to go talk to this guy at this bar. I forget the context in a lot of this stuff. I'm just explaining exactly what I'm doing, rather than actually telling you what's going on, because I do not remember sometimes. But yeah, here's the pub. We love a pub, especially where I'm from. Bit of footy.
Yeah.
Right, we're going to run over here. What's actually funny is sometimes Kaito can open the door for you, but he opens the door like way slower than you. Okay, I got it. Yeah, go away, Kaito. But he can open the door and he just goes very slowly. Right, ideally here I want to get as many people as I can with... I actually just did not do that right in the slightest. Don't worry about me.
Really, guys?
I can't believe that guy was all the way over there. Right. There you go. Right, I left that dialogue box running while also holding the X button so I could just get to this door before, like a little bit faster. So we've got to turn on the light.
What the hell? What happened?
And so this door has a door code, and you're meant to go get the door code, but if you just walk up to the door and type in the code, it lets you in. It's 0508. And Kaito just goes, for real? As if, like, you just randomly, like, typed it in. It's kind of cool. You get, like, a secret cutscene. Oh, I forgot to buy a thing in the last menu. I just realized that. Okay. So we're just going to quickly purchase an upgrade for my hands. Yeah, don't worry about that. You will do that on your phones, right? Right. We'll go around here. Pop down here. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. So we're looking for a way back into the tatami room, which is why we're doing all this. Because supposedly the guy we need to talk to is in the tatami room, is what we're looking for. So, hi Yagami face. So the reason why I buy a grip upgrade is because later in this bit there's a part where you can play a little bit more riskier if you have a grip upgrade. You can actually buy two, but it's kind of a little bit slower in the menu to buy two. But if you buy two, it's 100% consistent, so I don't know why we don't buy two, but you know, that's just kind of how things go. Drop down here. It skips you having to hold on to the second bar there. Go around here, hopefully I don't turn back. There we go. Up here I go. Go over here. Please, can you crouch down, Yagami? Actually, thank you. Here's a tutorial in the second to last chapter for another mechanic with parkour, which we use only this once. And that's all it is.
Let's go!
Alright, popping around here. What's also funny is half of these pipes must either be incredibly cold or actually kind of warm. Or like, you know, like actually have issues with them. Like, I'm surprised they're holding like a full man's body weight like this. Especially with him doing this and jumping on them. So with this grip upgrade, you can actually play a little bit risky here and do this. If you fall down here, I will lose like 30 seconds trying to... Well, probably more than that, trying to get back to where I'm going. But it should be okay. Yeah, don't worry about it. There we go. We're fine. Right. So we run into these two guys up here. I'm going to go into EX mode, walk to the side a little bit, and try and hit them both like this. Then obviously just whiff one of them, but that's fine. My combo should end him here. There we go. He's going to ragdoll a little bit, but let's go.
What a waste.
Well, right, so now we've run up here. The whole idea of us running up here like this is we're looking for a way for Hisagi and Kaito to get up here because they're not as, like, athletic as Yagami and Sugira are. They're a little bit better on the punchy side than they are on the athletic side. No, I won't even mention that the fact they're all heavy chain smokers, obviously, because that's just what people are in the series. Right, so this is another stealth. So we have to get into the building next door because basically the RK members are kind of like all over the tatami room, which is where we want to go. This man turned around. There we go. We're going to throw a smoke bomb at this guy, run around and take him down. You get a little bit of lag there because sometimes you pick up an item. If you pick up an item, you get a little bit of lag. If you don't pick up the item, you don't get the lag. There's not much you can do about it. It just happens sometimes because the item's like right there.
Time out.
Right, that's the first part of this one done. Oh, what am I doing? There we go. There you go. Now I can skip it. Right, jump over. Let's go. All right. So there's actually a little bit here where we're just going to look at this building for a second here and admire this building while I'm like mashing my trigger. So basically there's a guy on the left here that needs to walk past us. In this part of the this part of the stealth, we need to take out both the guys. And the fast way to do it is to do that to that guy because otherwise he turns around and faces us and like the coin takes forever to distract him. This second guy, if we get lucky, because the cycle can, because his like the way he's facing can be kind of random sometimes based on like where you were. That one's not too bad, so we're actually gonna do that. We're gonna go a little bit wide here and take him down there. You could be a little bit risky there, but the way he was facing, if I just went straight at him, he would have saw me. And as I said, as Yagami, we can't punch these guys back like we can as Kaito in the DLC.
That's a good boy.
Nice voice line there, Yagami. And that's actually the final stealth we need to do, if I remember correctly. Hopefully it is, because I don't want to do another one. Right, here's the tatami room again. And we're going to enter the tatami room. We have to do a fight in here. I actually really like the fight in this room because it's kind of funny. So we're just going to go into EX like we normally do. But we're going to turn around and just explode these guys like that. Hopefully this guy goes into EX mode soon. We're just going to use this because it looks cool. Why not? There you go. Oh my god.
Really, guys?
Someone clip that.
That's insane. I love that fight. It's just actual clownery in that fight. Right, we're going to go back to the Yagami Detective Agency now. Why did I go down in the menu again? I'm just stupid. All right. Go around here again. Avoid the people. Less. Oh, there's people here. I'm not going to risk the... There we go. All right, let's do one more of these. There we go. Oh, I talked to the thing. No. 07 me. Invalid speedrun. It just gives me another tutorial on this little lucky cat thing. Right.
Yo. Time to...
Oh, here we go. Right, we're going to head to Yokohama 99. Or 99. This is the only time in the game where the game just spawns you at Yokohama 99. Which, I don't know why it doesn't do it on all the other ones. It would be so much easier, because we usually have to come here immediately. So we have to go to the station and then taxi again. I can't remember what I'm doing here. I have to head to Ichijo, don't I? Yeah. Which is here. There we go. And now it spawns us here. There we go. Let's go around here now. Run up here. Right, I'm going to do what I did last time where I jumped onto the little roof thing here to save a little bit of time.
Here we are.
And basically the whole idea of coming here is we walk up here to ask Tesso, yo Tesso, we got some guys kind of tailing us. Can you help us with like hiding and like doing something? He's like, yeah, sure, just come into my little building here. We'll put you in a costume. So I'm going to dress up like a worker again. Or you can jump in the bartender clothes that you actually stole from someone. And they just never brought up again. And then you use that, and then you walk through like a sewer area, apparently. And then you end up here. And you're meant to like be all stealthy, but I'm just going to actually jump in a taxi and go to where I need to go. Alright, we're going to push this skateboard a few times. Oh, dude, a pansy. Right, so the whole reason why we're coming here is because Kuana wanted to talk with us. And because, of course, we're Yagami, apparently we have the stealth stat of, like... something was insanely bad. I've accidentally just clicked in my notes, which is annoying. There we go. Right, so we were followed by the arcade members, and now we have to just deal with a bunch of them. And these guys all have baseball bats, and oh my word, there's a guy trying to punch me. Who would have thought in a Yakuza game there's a guy trying to punch me? Okay, that just didn't work. Right, now go back into EX. This guy has a gun, so we just want to get rid of him now because he can just easily kill you. There we go. Oh, nice. I got an additional ad there. Oh, thank you. I got stunned? Are you kidding me? And that was the last guy as well, when Kuana just stood there and let me, like, get bodied. That's the end of the chapter, by the way. That's the end of chapter 12. Right, this is the last chapter. This is the finale. There's a lot of things we've got to do in this chapter, but luckily a lot of this chapter is actually what we've been doing throughout the run. It's called a set piece. I haven't even mentioned that yet. I don't know why I haven't. But basically, it's a long chain of fights where we do, as I said, a long chain of fights, and we don't really have a break in between, and we fight bosses, and we do a bunch of stuff. But yeah. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of stuff in Kamurocho after we've done this. So I'm going to go into the menu here. We're going to buy EX Immortal. We're going to buy Hidden Crane Arts, and Hidden Crane Arts. We're going to buy Triple Kick, and we're going to buy Rising Vortex because we're going to use Crane a little bit in this, and basically we need some abilities to make Crane useful in the last bit here. Because we have a fight where we need to fight a bunch of people. Alright, go in here, up here, head to Yokohama 99, talk to Tsukumo. Gotta go to Kamurocho. And then we gotta go to the Gender Law office again. We do be just spamming, like, if this if the taxi app in, like, this world had like a point system, we would be like actually like making bank with that. With the amount that we have to taxi in this game. Oh, don't miss the doorway, please.
I'm going to try. Oh.
Alright. This is another wait. We just have to taxi to a location and then get a couple of cutscenes. So he's going to put the phone in his right pocket, then we're going to pick it up from the left pocket. Just a little bit of weirdness there. Right, so we're going to say the Kawaii here still has the murder weapon, which he does actually. It's kind of messed up. It's actually, like, so the whole reason why he killed that guy is because the guy, the bully that he in particular killed, actually, what am I doing? Actually, caused the death of his kid, and he keeps the murder weapon that he used to murder the bully in the shrine for his son or daughter, whichever one it was. I can't remember from my head, which is kind of messed up, but you know, each to their own. We call that. Right, now we got to go back to Yumi Jewel. Get on the skateboard for a little bit of swag. Oh. Missed the turning though. Right, I'm going to run around here, jump off this again. There we go. And now we're going to talk to our friends a little bit about what's happening. So they went to see Ihara. Oh, it's Ihara, not Kawaii. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm so bad with names. Like, the hardest part of speedrunning these games when you're doing them at a marathon is not actually remembering what to do or how to do the fights, is what all the names of the characters are. Like, it's the hardest part of this game, like, genuinely. Right, we've got to go to Yokohama 99. We're going to talk to Segura here, because boy is out here trying to help us.
Hey, yeah.
Right, now we're going to go to where the murder scene was, which we went to earlier.
Let's go, Yagami-san.
Oh, that's the wrong taxi. I realised that as I mashed the button. Right, there we go. We're in the right place now. Talk to the phone. Off the phone. Right, so the reason why we're coming here, there's a couple of reasons. There's some arcade guys here, and at some point they kidnapped a couple of the students that we were talking to way back when, earlier on in the game, where we obviously forgot about their names and all that stuff. So there's a short little cutscene here that plays where everyone's getting involved. I'm going to drop my controller for a second here just so I can take a sip. I love that Segura always puts on, like, the mask in order to, like, fight people. Like, he has to wear the mask. He's not allowed to not wear the mask. It's just a crime if he doesn't wear the mask. Oh yeah, this song that plays in this fight is also an absolute bop as well. Yeah, bro is aura farming. Alright, Segura's going to deal with those guys up there. Kaito's going to be on, you know, hardcore defense. Hisagi's on, like, you know, hardcore attack. We're just on the cleanup. By cleanup, I mean we're going to do all the work using our EX Tiger like we have been. So I'm going to go into EX Tiger, and I'm going to try and blow up as many guys as possible with my hits, like this. And basically what's going to happen is Tsukumo's going to think he's helping by throwing smoke bombs in at some point, but he doesn't really help at all. So ideally, you want to finish this fight before Tsukumo starts doing stuff. So something I'm doing there is I'm just avoiding doing the mortal attack on this guy because it doesn't really save time. That was actually a really good fight. Because Tsukumo didn't really get any smoke bombs out, which can get annoying because they can hit you and stun you. So Soma's here. Hello, Soma, man who actually murdered someone and hasn't been arrested for it yet. He just walks up, you know, chats some stuff at us, and then it says 1 month later, and we're gonna go trial. I don't want to talk to the cat. Don't talk to the cat. There we go. DLC moment, even harder invalidated wrong because I got money from the cat. So we're going to show them the map, the glorious map. As I said, it solves everything, and say the credibility of the victim is in doubt. We're going to ask him, you're familiar with Jun Kuana. Jun Kuana gave us a voice recording in one of the other cutscenes before, which basically disproves the entire case and go, you stab someone, you're going to go to prison for murder now. So the whole gimmick of the whole plan of the setup is you actually get less of a sentence for groping someone than murdering someone. So the reason why they did the setup like that is so he could murder the guy, but then get, like, you know, done for, you know, the wrong crime, which is, you know, kind of clever. But we just went, no, we got this. We can solve this one. So these are more arcade members. Like, so right before we're going to go to the final part. So basically, Kuana is like hiding out in like a factory. And we're going to... Can I, like, not hit the guys on the ground, please? That's already, like, destroyed. There you go. And, yeah, so he's hiding out in a factory, and we're going to go to that factory, but before we go there, we have to deal with these guys, because they're going to try and, like, get in our way. Right, kick that guy. Can I, like, actually hit these guys, please? There we go. Right, cool. Right. Run forward, hit these guys. Segura's stunned. That's actually not very... Oh, my God. Oh, I'm confused. No. This is the worst status in the entire game, is being confused. because you can't control where your moves go when you're confused. This is kind of like not really working in any capacity, but you know, we deal with it. And then the whiff, lovely, okay. That was just an insanely bad fight. You're mild fight. Mild fight, or as we call it in the business, you didn't see that. Right, this is the big boy fight, I like to call it. We have to fight a ton of people here. This is the reason why I have bought stuff for Crane, because now we're going to use it. Right, now we're going to do that, now we're going to do this. And now we get to use Crane. Crane, as I said, is pretty good at AoE, so we're going to be using this to, like, to just actually body a ton of people. And then we're going to go into Tiger to do damage like this whenever we need to. And as I said before, whenever we use a move in a charge move in Tiger, it resets the damage buff, but also the speed buff that we get from the Crane. So we're going to be going back into Tiger every now and then just to reapply the buff we need. Oh, I ran out of EX. Alright, I'm just trying to make sure I don't mess up too much here. Oh, I ran out of... I ran out of speed, but that's fine. We're just going to play this without it because it's too slow to set that back up again. Oh my god, I'm not gonna risk that one. Just going to do that. Okay, just make sure I'm good. Okay, good. Right, I want to go over here, deal with this guy, because this guy has a gun. We don't want to get shot with a gun. As I said, gun be bad, do a lot of damage to our health bar. Oh my god, he threw sand at us? Hisagi, please, just thank you, Hisagi. The GOAT! The insane GOAT! He's the GOAT! He did it! He's insane! That fight went pretty well, then the end just kind of like exploded because I ran out of speed buff. Yagami, get up. Yagami, thank you. Right, I'm just doing this to build up heat so I have stuff for the next fight. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, dude with the turnaround as well. Oh my god. Right, run to this door. Right, we're gonna go through this door, and there's gonna be a bunch of guys looking around here, and he goes, "What the hell's with the guys doing outside?"
Come on, let's trash him.
Right, so now we're going to run over to the side here. We're going to do a little bit of... Because I accidentally used a heat move, we're going to just do this, and then we're going to combo into that. Thank you for doing that, Kaito. Kind of ruining everything for me. Hisagi's the real go, actually. I take everything I said about Kaito back. Like, relationship over of Kaito. Hisagi's the real go. Alright, we're going to run over here. So this door's locked, so we're going to need to find a different way up. That run animation there at the start of that is so funny. He's like little jig. And then look over here, look at that. Climb up.
Gotcha.
Right, so we're going to do a little bit of parkour, because as I said earlier, Yakumi's the only one who really does the parkour. I mean, Suguro does, but you know. We're the main boys for hardcore, hardcore parkour. Go through this little vent, because apparently we fit through it. There we go. Run around here. Do that QT. That QT isn't always there. But it is there. Right, here's a door. Remember me saying we needed to lockpick something in the finale back in the prologue?
Almost there.
Insane, we did it. Woo, lockpicking! It's not even a hard lockpick, it's just funny that you only do it twice, and the game's like, yeah, don't worry, it's the main mechanic.
Yeah, let's go. No.
Right, you do it more in the side content and when you're doing like other stuff, but yeah. Right, going up this wall now. Over here. Do that. We're going to run off this floor now. There we go. Run through the boxes. Try not to get stopped too hard by them. Skip that. Run over here. Because these guys all appear in there. And we can like actually body all of them here like this. I'm actually going to heal because I don't trust myself to not die with how I've been playing. No, don't go in there. There's one more guy. Bro was slashing me with a knife. If he'd hit me on that low HP I had, he actually would have killed me. Because I actually haven't upgraded my HP from what my base HP is, because, yeah, we don't need to. Oh, nice box destruction. Right, we're going to look at that there. That's the way we need to go. That's the thing we need. By the way, he actually teleports there to look at that, but then we're actually back all the way over here when we're done with the investigation. Bro, like, TP's there, TP's back. Hop over here. Right, there's actually a bit coming up which we call the party pit, which we want to avoid. We don't want to go down into the party pit. The party pit is called the party pit because if you drop down into it, there's like a couple of enemies with like purple HP bars, which is like the largest amount of HP we've seen at this point. It's like the max HP a enemy can have. And then after you've gone through the party pit, you then have to redo the entire parkour section, which I'm doing right now. So we don't want to do that. Drop down here. So yeah, there's some enemies down here that have like, you know, tons of HP, and we just don't want to do that. We're just going to, you know, hang off the side here and rely on Yagumi's incredible grip strength. Bro has been working the fingertips, obviously. Get up the thing, please. Shuffle over here. We're going to drop down. Right, run around here after I've just recovered like from like the biggest fall ever. Run through here. Alright, quick unskippable cut. Cutscene here. We do find out a very, very, very important piece of information about Hisagi. I mentioned he's the GOAT. He's also forklift certified. So as I said, the relationship over with Kaito. Hisagi's the real boy. There's actually just like, there's so many memes of like this driving section with this jump they're about to do, with just Hisagi like the dun that they do in the Yakuza games, says forklift certified Hisagi or stuff like that. Like this jump here, forklift certified.
The fuck do you clowns think?
I love this man. He's like, you clowns. Right, we're just gonna do a little bit of a weird setup here. I'm gonna try and like push this guy like back into the crowd, because I want all the enemies to cluster back up here where all my party members are, rather than me being like nowhere near any of them. What am I doing? Hit the man, please. Thank you. Right. There's these guys with the barrels. These guys are really annoying, the guys with the barrels, so we want to get rid of them ASAP. Try Kaido with the drop kick. Oh my god, that barrel just flew. Goated barrel.
What a waste.
Right. Yeah, I don't have a lot of heat bar, so we're actually going to spend that one to gain a bit of heat back. Unfortunately, I had to heal a little bit there. I don't want to use my Tyrannies yet because I need them in a minute, just to make sure I've got enough heat bar for the final boss. So we're going into the third to last fight now. So this fight kind of changed into another one. So Soma here, we have to do Soma again. We've only got to fight Soma here. We don't have to fight any of the other guys here. So what I can do is I can just go into EX and just like wreck Soma. And that's just the end of that part of the fight. So Bro gets his ice pick back because he loves his ice pick. Yeah, Kuana's dropkick's also kind of powerful as well. I'm going to close this bottle of Beppis, because I shouldn't need it. He's going to throw this brick at us, or like the little tray thing. Shout out to that. Like a big frisbee. Right, so we're going to go jump into here. So as I said, we're like trying to like protect Kuana, but also we're trying to arrest Kuana at the same time. It's just the double of what's happening. Right, so here's the fridge. We're going to walk into the fridge. Fridge freezer. Because that's where Soma is. This is honestly one of the coolest fights in any of the games. I didn't mean to pun that, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Stick around.
And again, his music starts blaring again, and we love it.
Behind you.
Alright, there we are. Right, so Soma here is kind of just as annoying as he was before, but we're actually going to just get a quick attack boost if I can. And then we're going to just wreck this guy again. If I get lucky with my hits. Unlike that, where I did not get lucky. There we go. Dodge a couple of times. And hopefully he'll die by the end of this. There we go. That's Soma down. Short little QTE here, and then that should be it. And unlike last time when we kicked him away, we're actually just going to like kick him in the face this time. And just knock him out. Yeah, just like stay down, Soma, please. Right, so final boss. Time's at the end of the final boss tech, just so you know. There's like a minute cutscene we got to watch here, so I can put the controller down for a second.
Do you know how many people I've killed?
So yeah, they're gonna have a conversation about the fact that Kuana's basically just like a serial killer. And they're like, don't worry, bro, you're not that bad. Like, it's fine. You just killed a large number of people.
Be the kind of person worth saving.
Like, you were doing it for the right reasons, despite the fact you shouldn't really be murdering people.
This one is my fight, guys.
And then Kaido here's like, yeah, but which one of you's correct though? And the answer is actually neither of them, to be honest with you.
Something to consider. But between
They're both kind of messed up on either side.
is there really a right answer?
Right. So at the start of the final boss, I'm going to be using a few items. If you remember, we got an extract back in chapter like 3. Yeah, we're just going to clap this guy with the warriors, whatever it is, like extract, because it basically hits through all of this guy's stuff, and Kuana likes to do jumps and flip around. He'll counter you. He'll do a bunch of stuff, and honestly, it's just easier just to do it like this. So at the start here, we're going to pop. We're gonna pop the warrior's extract. God, there's so many items in my inventory now. We're gonna run up to him and go 1, 2. Smack him with that. That ends phase 1. So he's gonna throw some boxes at us in this cutscene, and we're just gonna, you know, do some jumps up at him. There's no QTEs in this part. This is just us running around the arena, trying to keep up with him. Let's make sure I get this. So I have to do this in a specific way because I don't want to knock him down. If you knock him down, you lose a little bit of time. It's not like too bad because he just gets back up again. Alright, there we go. So he'll do his like EX thing now, but we can just like tank through it because we're in EX mode. Time's gonna hit this. Time. And yeah, that was Lost Judgment. I hope you guys enjoyed. It's a pretty fun run. But yeah, shout outs to the Yakuza speedrunning community. There's lots of people like Froob and Tap and PS Kala. There's loads of people that have done lots of stuff for all the Yakuza games. If you want to learn any of them, feel free to, you know, join the Discord, go on speedrun.com, look at any of the games. There's notes and stuff for a lot of them, and if you are confused about anything that comes up in them, you just, you know, go and ask in the Discord and we will help you out. But yeah, shout outs to ESA for accepting this run again, and yeah, it's been fun. I'm going to skip that before we get DMCA'd. But yeah, that's it from me. I hope you enjoyed, and hopefully the runs tomorrow on ESA Stream 2 go real well. Okay.
Rudy donated $10. Hi Rebel. Hi Panda.
Hi. Hi. You hit the high into buy combo. That's the